as one. Okay, Shema means hear or listen. Yasha Allah is Israel, and what's it? Shema Yasha Allah. Al Hayinawa, our God is one. Akkad is one. Now, the reason I made that comment is because the Most High has a lot to say, and an hour and 3 minutes taken out of his time. So, what we're gonna do is lesson is called "No Spiritual Drunkard Shall Inherit Yasha's Kingdom." Okay, this lesson is a long lesson, so it's going to be a part 2 if it be His will. Let's stick with the title for a second, right? No spiritual drunkard shall inherit Yasha's kingdom, right? Drunkard. No spiritual drunkard shall inherit Yasha's kingdom. For those who are new, Yasha is the name of Christ, or Yeshaya is the name of Christ. Yasha in Hebrew means Savior. Yeshaya means my Savior. Okay. How you put this lesson together? It's really like a carryover of what he's been feeding us lately, right? Because the Bible talks about the world of Israel being in spiritual drunkenness, not with strong drink or with wine, right? But we are spiritually drunk off the doctrines, off the sorcery of the Gentiles. Y'all get it? Can someone explain to me what I just said in layman's terms? Sister Levi?
Too much of the world and not enough of life.
Yeah. Can you speak up too?
Let me see. Too much of Baptist church and Catholic church doctrine got us thinking off from what the real truth is.
Come. Elijah?
Being caught up in the practices and the observances of the world.
Exactly. All those comments are true, right? What we're about to learn right now is Satan is at war with us, right? As Paul says that our war is not carnal, right? We're in spiritual warfare, okay? So Satan is at war with the saints. The saints is to select his chosen ones. The rest of the world is just a casualty of war. Well, his focus is on the saints. So we're going to learn today. A lot of us already know this information. If we've been in our book and come to class, we hear it a lot because Ahai is repetitive in his teaching because he wants us to hear it. Oh, Israel. Words out of his mouth. So, are you recording? We're going to get into how Satan is deceiving us through his sorcery. For those who don't understand, sorcery is magic. I thought I created a word this morning, but it's actually a real word. I know I'll be throwing up words, so. But what would I say? Psychological magic. That's sorcery. When I was thinking about sorcery, I was trying to put a word together like psychological musicians. Not musicians. Magicians. See, I tell them words up sometimes. But, all right. What I want to, through the Spirit, express today, because like we hear on TV all these names like David Blaine, right? He world famous David Blaine and all these magicians. No, how you say it?
Yeah.
Okay, right. I said it right. But there's a higher level of sorcery, and this morning the Most High put it on my spirit to speak this. Right? The highest level of sorcery on the world, in this world, is the music, television, armies, or militaries, right? Be all you can be. These are things that Satan has put into place to deceive us, to play a trick on the mind, and that's what psychological magic is. It's tricking the mind.
internet.
The internet. You can get a long list for that. But for real though. But because internet, it has gotten to the point where it makes people believe they can be something that they're really not, living a false life, right? But I said sports for a reason, right? And all these other things. For example, you get into sports and you're striving for something. All your life, you've been taught to strive for this. And when you do it, when you so-called make it, you made it. But to the Most High, that's vanity, right? So you have, what you call it? Wizardry. Wizard, understand it right? Wizardry. A wizard is a male,
Right.
and the witch is the female that does these things. So like Oprah Winfrey, these other chicks out here spreading these lies to our world, the world of Israel. That's all I'm talking about right now, today, right? Because I used to wonder, like, what does she do? Get all this money. You get $1 billion for just sitting down there interviewing somebody. But it's deeper than that. It's the things Satan is teaching through her. You understand? To believe the philosophies, or as the higher said, the lies. Okay? Like, the biggest goal in our life is to be like Yahshua. If we're not like Christ, our life is vanity. Okay? So, let's open up this Bible and get it. Job 9:24. Like with the military, right? I think we were talking about this Wednesday. You know, these people are really deceived, you know, that they're doing something good for their country. You're not even fighting for the country. You're fighting for the elitists. You're fighting for the Jewish people, for the Zionists. As we know in the scriptures, no world power is going to destroy America until Christ do. So there's no, like I said before, we really don't even need an army. Because high talking like no one destroy America because it'll take the fame of him away. When it goes down, he says the whole world knows that it's him. So he had it on hold right now. So ain't no such thing as terrorists and that kind of stuff, because people trying to live their lives. We got our own lives, we got trying to feed our family. Anybody trying to do nothing to America. If that was so, it'd be going on every day. Right? So as y'all know what Job 9:24 states, let's get it.
The book of Job, chapter 9, verse 24. The earth.
Wait, let's turn.
Slack.
Man, I was turning too.
Verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?
The earth is given to the hand of the wicked. So when Adam fell, the dominion of the earth is given to Satan. Right? So if the earth was given to Satan, what do you think he would do for the highest chosen people? Deceive them. Because you know he has a judgment concerning these people. Same people that he was jealous of. Right? But I'm saying this for a reason, because we're born in captivity here. And for those who don't know, the only reason we are in America is to be a slave, according to prophecy. He said he was sentenced to his land to be a slave until Yahshua comes. Right? It will only be oppressed and spoiled. So, turn you over to the enemy. Right? And Haya is always talking about his judgments, the decisions that you make based on the law. It's not always talking about getting stoned or set on fire, that kind of stuff. Most of the judgment the Haya is talking about is us making sound decisions according to his law. And he said that you forgot my judgments. We didn't make sound decisions based on the law. Right? So he says he covered the face. Who covered the face? The one that runs this thing. Right? And if he's a righteous man, where is he? Who is he? in Satan's system, if it's a righteous man ruling with Satan, where is he? And who is he? I said, let me know. I searched and ain't found one. Right? Revelation chapter 12, verse 17. So I'm just saying this because a lot of us think that, we serve God. And most of the world do, but this with the little g.
Revelations 12, 17. Chapter 12, verse 17. Revelations. Verse 17. And the dragon was wroth with the woman, and went to make war with the remnant
For
of her
those who don't know,
seed.
the woman is the woman that is spoken of in Genesis chapter 3, verse 15. Israel, the highest seed, his chosen seed. There'll be two seeds in this earth, Satan's seed and the Most High seed, that will war until Christ comes. And Christ will be the ultimate battle with the seed. Okay? So it's a precept going back from the first prophecy in the Bible in Genesis chapter 3:15. So Satan is up, wrath means upset, angry. So Satan is angry at a higher seed, the woman. Okay? Go ahead.
And went to make war with the remnant of her seed.
So Satan is at war. He didn't say he's at war with his own. Like I said, he don't love nothing. So I said his people are just a casualty of war. He has to use them to get to us. They're all going to get it. He wants us to go with him. But his main focus is with the seed, the remnant of the seed. So not all Israel, as it says, will be saved. It's the remnant of this seed that will be stiff in the higher, that will stick to the law, 7 commandments, will not compromise. That's who Satan is attacking every day. So that's why we have personal attacks on our lives. That's the deal. Right? Whatever Satan can put in your life or do to you to make you doubt the Most High, lose faith in the Most High, he's going to do it. That's why it's important to stay in this book and build our confidence and faith in the Most High. Because every day, 24/7, we are under spiritual attack. Okay? Let's go.
And went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of Ahiah.
See, the only ones he's at war with is us. Right? I was driving here today. It's a scripture that we'll get to, hopefully, because we'll have to have a part 2. But y'all know it. My people are destroyed. For what?
Lack of knowledge.
When I was coming here, I was riding down Genesee, and I seen my man that with a little stand of watermelon. I said, man, that must probably sweet too. Probably, tomorrow he there, I'm gonna get some. But it's the Sabbath, right? Let me hold tight till she get her head covered. But yeah, I'm gonna talk because we ain't in the scripture right now. But I thought about Nehemiah. You know, I did. You know, and how on the Sabbath they brought in their victuals, their foodstuffs to sell to Israel. Keep us in captivity. You know, I'm like, man, people don't even know. You know, I'm just so much. I was just driving because when you get the truth, like y'all know it. When you get the truth, I have to see it all. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, this man, look at this man, this, you know. And it's sad, you know. But also with that sadness, it's also good. Give us a thankfulness. Like the song was playing earlier, it says he called us out of darkness into his marvelous light. That's in Peter. Right? But let's get Psalm chapter 2. And let's see what the strategies that Satan used and who he used to orchestrate and execute his plan. Psalm chapter 2, verse 1 through 3. Junior. Junior. Bible class somewhere. Psalms chapter 2, verse 1 through 3.
And it reads,
Wait. Junior. Look at me. Junior. Look at me, Junior. Hey. Let's get it.
and it reads, why do the heathen rage?
So why do the heathen rage? Right? Their father is enraged. Right? You are as your father. Right? As Christ said. Why do the heathen rage? Like, why are they mad? They call it racism. Right? I heard somebody say this other day that when Donald Trump was elected, you saw the real, I'm going to use the word, I can't remember the word they used, the spirit of America. You know what I'm saying? Make America great again. Right? And I'm thinking about, okay, my people ain't never thought America was great. You know what I'm saying? So that's gonna put us back in slant and chains, because that's when it was great to y'all. You know what I'm saying? But let's listen to what they're saying. So the heathen was they enraged, right? They're upset about something, right? Let's go.
And the people imagine a vain thing.
They imagine the vain thing. One of the vain things that come to my mind is that they're gonna rule forever over God's people. Can y'all think of something else? That's the most one. That's the one. What, brother? They imagine the vain thing. Those who don't know what vain means, and to hire means nothing. Okay? Whatever you think, at the end of the day, it ain't nothing. Right? How you living, how you thinking, most high, it ain't nothing if it ain't got to do with salvation. Right? So, let's go.
Verse 2. The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together.
Who?
The rulers take counsel together.
So, this talking about just America? This is a conspiracy globally. They imagine the vain thing. They're going to destroy. You know what? It all started, right, with Abel. That's when it started, right? He couldn't destroy Adam. He destroyed the only righteous seed in earth. But I replaced him with Seth. Get it? You're not going to stop a higher show. No one. That's why he said you imagine the vain thing. You think you're powerful, but I'm going to show you something. You can have all the bombs when you have, when it goes down, none of that going to do nothing. Right? But Satan started with Abel. Right? And since then, he's been trying to wipe out that seed off the face of the earth. Right? Wednesday, we're going to do a lesson in law class. I'm going to pass some material too. We're going to go through we're going to go through a lot of the times in this book where Satan almost accomplished his plan. We thought he about accomplished his plan. And then we'll get to when Yasha says, for the elect's sake, unless he cut the day short, no flesh will survive. I'm speaking of the King Alfred plan. Right? It's all the same thing going on with what's her name? Esther. You know what I'm saying? It goes all the way back. Same plan. Say keep trying. He don't give up. Right? Well, kings of the earth imagine the vain thing, and they are confederate. Okay, against. That's what this whole thing is about. The whole world is at war with the Most High's children. Right? Go ahead.
The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against Ahiah.
Against who?
Against Ahiah.
See, that's the council. That's the government. So again, when they tell you part of the sorcery is making you feel like we all serve the same God. That our our bloodline don't mean nothing. What a higher promise Abraham don't mean nothing. That's sorcery. When I read these books, he says you are a special people unto himself. He means that. But they trick us to believe that, like you hear people talk, like when I was in the world, I used to always compare our people to the white people. You say, well, we do this and they do that. We compare ourselves to this Bible, to our foreparents. Okay? Because being like them is why we are in the situation we're in right now. And that's what we're going through. That's the sorcery. They tricked us to believe that this heathenistic lifestyle is a good life. It's a good life. It is not. The scriptures are going to verify everything that I just said. Let's keep going. So I'm just showing y'all, when they have these meetings, when you see them on TV shaking each other's hand, they go on, fly on the plane and go meet this guy, you still taking pictures smiling. They smiling because they plotting against us. Okay? Most High says that. Keep going.
And the rulers take counsel together
What they say?
against the high and against his anointed, saying, let us break their bands asunder.
Break whose bands?
Right.
See, one time they paid tribute to us. Do y'all understand that? They paid tribute to us. There was no one higher than us. No nation could touch us. The Most High fought for us. And the lesser guys can compete with the Most High, as I just stated. So they're tired of that. Let us come up with a plan to break their bands from us. Keep going.
And cast away their cords from us.
See that? So that's why we eat pork. That's why we go to Christian churches. We go to Catholic churches. Right? That's why we're in Islam. Because these people are here plotted on a way to get us to fall and keep us in captivity through our records. Right? They say 2 heads are better than 1. They got a couple heads, a few heads all together plotting how to keep us systematically in slavery. Say Mac, I'm gonna expose him today. Y'all favorite scripture, Psalms 83. Y'all know. Well, sir. Oh, that fan going, because the lights off, we can talk in the dark.
Like you should flashlights out.
Rolling with the flashlights. Let's get it.
The book of Psalms, chapter 83.
So because of what the nations, these governments have been doing to our people, right? I inspired David to sing this. Okay? Let's go.
Keep not thou silence.
So David's asking Ahia, keep not thy silent. Because what do you mean by keep not thy silent? Exactly. Right now, the world thinks he's silent. He don't exist because we're oppressed. So he's silent right now. He said he would hide his face from us. And we would go through these things. Right? But not forever. Okay? Let's go.
Keep not thou silence, O Ahia. Hold not thy peace.
So if somebody's afflicting your children, you ain't said nothing. You may think you don't, someone on the outside may think you don't love your children. Huh? Hey, but y'all get that. Right now, if somebody's touching my, I don't say that. If somebody, I'd be loud there for real. But anyway, but someone's touching someone's child, and you don't do nothing,
Oh, wow.
right? That's like these foster homes, right? They put our people up on drugs, and so they take their children and put them in these foster homes because they think no one loves them. Because you're on drugs, doesn't mean that you don't love your children. You're just possessed by demons right now, but you love your children. I promise you, if the spirits were released, they would love their children and be with their children. But they're in captivity because the demons are stronger than them, right? So that's what's going on with us. The world think our God don't love us. So they teach us because of the examples that we have many examples of horrific stuff. They show us on TV every year, right? To show us that our God don't love us, with the intent for us to not have faith in Him. Therefore, when it's important for us to be remembering the things He did for us in Egypt, all the things He did for us after Egypt, right? Because if we understood those things, you know how powerful our God is. But we forgot those things. So therefore, it's easy for someone to deceive us about the love of the Most High for His children. So this is part of the plot that He's talking about when they meet up and they look squirrel meetings, as I call them, squirrel meetings. Okay, let's go.
Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Ahijah. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
So they make an uprising of confusion. And because of what they have been able to accomplish, because Ahijah has been silent, they're arrogant now. They're prideful now. Okay? Let's go.
Verse 3, they have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
It's crafty. What I said earlier, psychological magic. That's crafty counsel. Psychological magic, sorcery. Okay? They put their best out there. Right? And then they gave them a lot of money because we love anybody that's money, we listen to them. So they give them a lot of money over Wimpy, billions of dollars because you think she knows something. But see, but I'm trying to tell you, the money is a deceiving thing. Take money away from Oprah, she just you know what I'm saying? But you give her money, the people will follow her. You get it? They spend her lives. Okay, go ahead.
Thy people, they have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones.
See, he ain't talking about the world. Satan is not. He's rewarding his people right now. It's jam packed on 75 right now. Nigga, what?
I'm going to get it.
It's Esau's kingdom. What you say? Everybody got a boat, with a bike. Or back in their truck for real. I promise you, you won't find. I mean, you won't find no four-wheelers up in the hood. You might find a couple bikes. You know what I'm saying? We try to do that thing.
What's funny is me and my dad, I think, was going to class yesterday. We saw one four-wheeler, and this dude had this baby girl on the front of it crying, going fast as I don't know where they make no sense. Had one four-wheeler, ain't no, man.
But anyway, yeah, they are enjoying their kingdom. Be not deceived. It's their kingdom. Okay? So let's go.
Verse 4, they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation.
They're gonna cut them off from being a nation. I was in the wine store today because I forgot about Charles. You know what I mean? And today we're gonna have communion because it's the first Shabbat of the month. It'd be him and his beautiful wife Sabrina, first communion.
All
So,
praise.
I'm bringing up and clapping because it's been a long time they've been desiring this thing. So, our praise to high. But I was in the store, and the brother asked me what kind of garment, what kind of outfit I have on. I said, Israelite. He said, well, y'all holding it down. I said, we are, yeah. I said, yeah, we are trying. I said, you're Israelite. He said, yeah, man, my people was telling me that all the colored people. I said, not all the colored people, but it's a lot of colored people. I said, like this guy here. I said, you from the tribe of Issachar. You from Judah. Matter of fact, let me get you a flyer. And when I got him a flyer, he said, yo, holla, his name Lee. Remember his name? See that?
Lee from
Yeah,
Khan.
see, I remember his name.
Yep.
It's hard. I'm bad with names too when it comes to that. But anyway, I remember his name. But
It's awesome.
let's keep going. I'll get into that story all day long.
Verse 4, they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation.
That's what I was getting ready to say. We got two brothers side by side. One working for the other. Don't even know who they are.
Mm-hmm.
So they have cut us off from being a nation. They call one Mexican, one black, or African American. They're no longer a nation. They're divided. So a crafty council has been successful. Okay? Let's go.
That the name
And not only that, they taught us to hate each other.
Khan,
Right?
man.
So that's sorcery at its finest. Okay? Go ahead.
That the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
And it's not.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not coming to light right now because the spirit is rolling through the air.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Verse 5, for they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee.
See, that's the same thing that Psalm chapter 2 said, right?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
The
So now
tabernacle,
they're going to explain to us who it is.
the tabernacles of Edom,
Our brother Esau.
and the Ishmaelites.
For those who know, Esau are the Jewish or the European people. That's our brother, twin brother. Ishmael is the father of the Arabs. Okay, let's go.
The Ishmaelites of Moab.
Moab. Who is Moab? No, I'm saying that's our blood.
Mm,
Moab is Lot's son.
Khan.
Yeah. But I'm saying though. But this is our blood. Remember, Lot was Sarah's and Abraham's who? Nephew.
Khan.
Yep. Say what? Go, girl. What you saying?
Rescued from the city.
They are like today, like what today. Like the history of this lot is dark,
Sis. I can't say that, but when I first started coming to the truth, I seen a video that almost happened, and the thing that the brother said that made sense is that because of the incest, his daughters get him drunk and sleep with him and having children, like how you put a curse on or whatever. And they have like that Down syndrome with they have them eyes. But it made a lot of sense what the brother was saying though, and it could be true. I don't know. But all I know is that they got part of the conspiracy that's going on against us. That's what I do know. So go ahead.
And the Hagarenes.
The Hagarenes are who? Hagar's children. They were one of our biggest enemies in his Bible. Yeah. She doesn't have Ishmael.
Mm.
The Hagarites are her children. Yeah. Huh? Yeah. Because that's what Satan's children do. Because Satan goes by the mother.
Just like Amalek.
It's like you said, like Amalek.
Just like Amalek,
Yeah.
with like the queen and all that, they go.
Yeah.
That's how the heathens do
They've been doing this.
against the Bible.
Yeah. The Most High goes by the Father.
Khan.
Satan, like I said, Satan is opposite of the Most High.
Khan.
Okay. Anti-High. Yeah.
Mm.
Well, Satan ruled the world through women. Right? So he does. Good.
Verse 12, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of Ahiah in possession.
So that's one of the major ways they execute their sorcery
Mm-hmm.
through religion.
Khan.
That's taking the houses of God in our possession. Like I said the other day, if you possess something, you control it, right?
Mhm.
So they're controlling the doctrines of the churches.
Khan.
But they put a black face before you with your book, but the doctrine is of the red people.
Mm.
It's not of the Most High. Okay, so let's go to Wisdom Solomon chapter 2. That's in the Apocrypha. That's not in that Bible. Here's another way. I can find it. Wisdom Solomon chapter 2, verse 10 through 12. So right now we're doing 2 verse 10 through 12. We're listening to the counsel that we're not privy to in their meetings. The highest telling us what they do in their meetings. Okay? We actually read some of this Wednesday.
Verse 10. Let us oppress the poor righteous man.
That's what they had to send their best at us with. They're so-called and smart people, or these people that we think are somebody, behind closed doors, this is their plan, to oppress the poor righteous man and get rich off of them. Right? Go ahead.
Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the age.
So we said, like we said Wednesday, how can we come up with something to take their pension from them? How can we take away the unions from them? Anything that protects them, how can we get, right? Go ahead.
Let our strength be in the law of justice.
Like we said Wednesday, let their strength be in the law of justice. So how they do it, they pass a law. It's like, for example, like what they did to our Gadite family, okay? When they came over here. They robbed and killed, took their stuff, then the next day passed a law that's against the law for them to take it back from them.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So that's their strength. They pass a law, right? Like I mentioned Wednesday, I just watched a brother in downtown Detroit, across the street Fishbone, get roughed up and taken downtown to the jail for jaywalking. Yeah. It was him, his brother, and their girlfriends. You know, it's right, Greek time. Like it's popping. Everybody's jaywalking. He walking, and it's all on camera. They came up behind the brother, boom, tackled him. You know what I'm saying? Man, what would I do? You know, roughed him up a little bit, took him to jail, and his brother for jaywalking. At a place where everybody jaywalk, especially the other people. But they passed law to criminalize us. Everything we do is it's breaking the law. Being black, driving while black, it's a law. Huh? Walking back, yeah. You know, doing what you say, going to my wallet, my ID is against the law. It gives you grounds to kill me. So they have laws to protect themselves against us. That's what's going on in these meetings, these secret societies and these governmental meetings. Okay, let's go.
For that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth.
So they call us feeble and nothing. Right? We have no worth to them. Right? So, like we were talking about Wednesday, let us quit deceiving ourselves. That's why the Most High calls them our enemies. Why do I always say He calls them our enemies? Is it for us to hate them? No. Be aware and not to trust them. Because they're coming out of these meetings with these lies, you know, and we trust them. We think the government is for us, but the Bible says that they say that we are not for their turn. You get it? So let's go to what we at 12.
Therefore, let us lie in wait for the righteous.
See, we can stop right there. So that's what they do. They lie in wait because their father, Lucifer, Satan, has gave them information about us, set traps before us, and they're now lying and waiting for us to destroy us. Okay? Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 10. So, because of this sorcery that's going on, the Most High is giving us warning. Right? He's telling us what they are doing and how they are doing it. So he's giving us warning. Right? I'll read this one. Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 1. Everybody there? So because of what we just talked about, right? Understand the source. Like, really think about how they get down. Like, they give us every 4 years they present to us a fake election, right? Give us this fake hope. When it's a selection, it's not an election. right?
Con.
It is. It's selection. It's not an election. Even they put everything in our face. Even their constitution, they say that the people cannot pick the president. But again, our people don't read, so so we believe these lies. Oh, it's in the constitution, sis. Yeah. The people could not pick the president. It's been there. Yeah. Like I didn't know until about what 8, 9, 10 years ago. I had a government class. I was going back to school at Delta. Had government class and teacher made us had these little bit constitutions. Keep it on. Go ahead. Speak up.
Books are so thick that you're looking like I'm not want to read it.
Yeah. But on purpose though. On purpose. Yeah. And then they had this language. See, again, they spend a lot of money educating these sorcerers to use words that we don't know what we're talking about. You're like, I can't pronounce this thing. Like, no, I'm not figure it out. You know what I'm saying? But in the paragraph, it's our demise. But we can't. So we get frustrated and we ain't doing all that, right? So they know that. So therefore, they put it right there all the time. So their strength is their law. It was here the whole time. You just didn't read it. Just like right now.
Years ago, we read that too, like the law don't pertain to us anyway because you have to be of this country to even appeal to us. But we go by the law, but we're not even resident of this.
We're not. That's why the high call this a wilderness. This ain't the wilderness we're gonna be in, but this is a wilderness. Thank you.
They can be changed. Commandments
Can't be changed.
commandments can be changed.
No commandments are written on heavenly tablets. You can't change them things. But,
Just to touch on what the brother said, according to the Constitution, we're not even real people. We're called fictional entities.
exactly. Bottom line. We're property. Real talk.
We only exist according to the laws they have here before.
Now, do you see the sorcery?
Wow.
We really think that this is our country and that they own us something because we don't read, because we reject the knowledge of the Most High. He said, "These are your enemies." This is what they say. You are feeble. You are nothing. You are nothing. Of no worth. What you just said. It's right in your face. But they gave you these little nuggets. You know what I'm saying, to keep you peaceful. Are you about to uprise? They give you a little fake little promise, calm you down. They saying Jesse Jackson at you, or Al Sharpton at you. You know what I'm saying? Better. About to tap off with them. It's time to find some younger blood, some newer ones they can see. But let's get it. So listen to what the Most High tells us, right? He says that these are enemies. He said we'll go. He said he will scatter us four corners of the earth. We will serve our enemies. So this that one precept. If our people knew that right there, none of us would have died trying to have the right to vote. None of us. He was whispering over there, girl. Hey, way over here. But seriously, think about all the deaths that they had tricked us. These are sacrifices for them to get power over us. We just see it as we see it as people getting shot in the street. That kind of thing. These are sacrifices. They know what they are doing. They are very strategic because their father is crafty. Right? Let's go. So the Most High tells us something. And then if we get there, we don't get to show you how the Most High really feel about us blending with these people. Accepting their philosophy, their way of life, and taking their children to ourselves. And giving our children to them. We don't get it. Let's go. Oh, yes. Okay. It says, "Hear ye the word which Ahijah speaketh unto you, O house of Israel." So Ahijah just told us what's going on. Now listen to me, children. My children, listen to me. Thus says Ahijah, "Learn not the way of the heathen. We have come to this land and has accepted as truth, as our culture, a way of life, the way of the heathen." And that's what we're fighting against right now. Their way of life. lawlessness. Do what you want. That's what we're fighting against.
Con.
How you call these people like beasts, heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven. Right? They serve the signs, the constellation. For the heathen are dismayed at them. For the customs, it says the customs. Customs can also be ordinances, things they salute to. Everything that they take pride in. 3 days from now. That's an ordinance. 4th of July. It has nothing to do with us. I mean, do it. Probably by the day, all week getting smelling good in the hood. Sacrificing pigs to the Most High. Real talk. It's an abominable thing to the Most High. So, that's your nephew, Mike. So we have to learn the way. So because we have learned the way, we have to be re-educated. Totally. We have to get rid of all their everything. We can't have a spot of their custom in us. Because their way is against the Most High. And as we brought out there, as Wednesday, when we were talking about that, according to their law, it's unlawful to be righteous. According to their law. To be righteous is to serve our God. They love their gods and have always loved their gods. Right? Because their God say you can do what you want. And Satan blesses them. That's why I always say, if you go to, when you go to these lands, don't mingle with them. I mean, no covenants with them. Don't give your sons and daughters to people because they become a snare to you. Because it's in us to want to do bad, especially when they make it look so good. They become a snare to us. We are snared. We were snared and trapped, and we learned to love being trapped. It's like we were talking about a while ago. That word, learn helplessness. That's how we are. Back in the day, they did an experiment on elephants, right? A small one. They put chains around the feet. So whenever they try to go, boom, it shock them, and then they couldn't like when they try to get away, they get shocked, and then they'll stop. Then they took off the chains, and when they get that spot, they'll stop because they was programmed to fear one father. That's our people. Heathen was a snare to us. Now we're scared to leave the trap. We learned to love being trapped in this environment as our people did in Egypt. The trap seemed so good because we never tasted the Most High. Get it? So it says, verse 3, for the customs of the people are vain. So the day of visitation, when Most High sent Yahshua and the angels, everything they have done, and call yourself building up to that point, will be of naught. Because he said that world passes away. It will never be it won't be a root or none of that ever again. It's over. Sin is over with. It says, then it goes into the ceremonial things that they practice. The cutting of the tree. We call it Christmas now. So that's another form of sorcery that they got us with. The ceremonial, their ceremonial laws, not ours. Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 10.
That's what Isaiah.
Isaiah chapter 41. That's why I need help over here.
That's
You got me?
yeah.
Appreciate you. 41:29. downstairs to the left.
41 says,
41:29. Jeremiah 41, verse 29. I'm
Isaiah.
sorry, Isaiah 41. 41:29. So I need some help. Everybody there? Let's get it.
Verse 29. Behold, they are all vanity.
See? Those that I was talking about, the casual war, they are all vanity. According to the Most High. The High says that there's many people that was born in vain. Many people are born in vain. But we think something different. That's for real. But their ways are nothing to the Most High. That's why he called them nothing. You know? Is he talking about all of them? No. But the majority of them. Right? And the majority of us who follow them are nothing. Are vanity. Are vain. Okay? Birds of feather flock together. Birds of the same feather flock together. What's good for them, good for the goose, good for the gander. Right? Let's go.
Their works are nothing. Their molten images are wind and confusion.
See, when you really think about how the heathen really get down, it is vanity. You know? I mean, like, they worship, it has not changed. It just was the NBA Finals, right, a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
What they striving for?
Trophy.
A trophy,
An idol.
an idol, right? They put all this value in this thing that's made so-called of gold, or this ring that got a couple diamonds in it. It's material stuff. Did you find it? Okay. But that's what the nations do. All their glory goes into a molten statue. Their biggest achievements, or whoever so-called was great to them, you see statues of them right now today. And they just tell you lies about these people. Right? They told us that Abraham Lincoln freed us. I did too for a long time. Right? But that's sorcery. Right? Let's go back to that learn happiness thing, right? Let's say that this whole room got a big net, right? They say that if you're around dung for so long, you can't smell it. Like y'all know what I'm trying to say.
Dung.
Right? D-U-N-G.
Con.
You can't smell it. Right? So we're in this trap. Our foreparents were trying to fight to get out of this thing. Right? So they beat them before our eyes. Teach us not to ever go against these people. Right? So the children will love their environment because they're born into it. Right? No, nothing outside. Go ahead. It's a familiar scene. Right? You're born into this net with no one to teach you but the persons that put the net for you. And then years later, some of us think like, man, like I was thinking, like, we never ever thought to ask ourselves, who gave us Christianity? Seriously, when you research it, look nothing like you. You know what I'm saying? The people who gave us Christianity look nothing like Christ. Right? But these are the teachings that the sorcery that we was getting taught in the net. And our people today don't even understand that they're in the net. Because if you can get a little more space than the next little crab over here, you compare yourself to that person, you think you're doing something. We all trapped. I said, as long as you got to work to feed your belly, you're a slave. The Most High has made the earth to minister to us, to produce food, water for us. Free. Right? Can't sell it. But they sell it like going out style now though. But let's get it. Habakkuk
Yep.
29.
Isaiah 41:29.
So it says, behold, they are all vanity. Their works are nothing. So we believe that they have achieved, whatever we believe that they have achieved, the highest say it's nothing. It's nothing. Like I was watching something with Kanye West saying he wanted to be in the next Steve Jobs. Right? The Most High said what he did is nothing. You ain't know what Steve Jobs was in these meetings, that we just read about.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So you want to, well, you are a tool to destroy our people. It says, their molten images are wind and confusion. Right? The wind blows and you can't see it. Right? They're doing things for your eyes, but you can't see it. A bunch of confusion. Because it's not of the Most High. Right? Remember, Ahia is not the God of confusion. Right? So, Habakkuk. I think that's how you say it.
Habakkuk. The book of Habakkuk, chapter 2.
It's right by Zephaniah. Right before Zephaniah. After that. Right after Micah, chapter 2. Yeah. Verse 18 and 19.
What chapter?
Chapter 2, verse 18 and 19. I read this. Now, listen to how the Most High try to get us to think, right? Seriously. You know. Like, for example, there's a lot of people who put trust in like crosses and those kind of things, rosary beads, right? So it's just another fashion of what they did in the past. It says, y'all there? Okay. 2, verse 18 and 19. And this is why the Most High get angry with us, because he says that he gave us breath and understanding, right? He formed us, gave us breath and understanding. And we're not using our understanding because we're not questioning things, right? If you question it don't make sense. Like, what can a cross do for me? Right? If I'm in trouble, my life is at stake, holding onto a cross, what can it do for me? But people, huh? In the name of Jesus. You know what I'm saying? For real though. Speak up. So speak up. Stop all that. I can't sign, read.
I would say that's actually a symbol of the Knights of Templar.
Get it.
They used that to overcome that was a symbol. Hey, we got it here. Now we,
It's also a symbol of death as well.
What, cross? I'm explaining. Maybe y'all hear in the meeting when I explained it, what the Satanists who gave it to us say it is. One with the cross, that kind of stuff, is your God. When you put faith in, we hung him up on a tree, killed him, and his God did nothing, or your God did nothing. Your God is nothing. We destroyed your God. But sorcery, they're laughing at us, put them in our face because our God, our big brother, our Savior, is alive. He ain't this little white friendly dude. You know what I'm saying? Laid out. You know? And the whole environment knew that he was the son of God when earthquakes and all people came out of the graves happened. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's how they do it. They put stuff right in our face and mock us. and we put trust in these things, right? People will, you go to people's house, they got a bunch of them all over the place, right? It's protecting them. You feel me though? This gonna bring Jesus to you. It's bringing Jesus to you for real though. You know, he won't leave the house. Not the Shire, but that Jesus is gonna be house, getting you commit sin every day. Him and his buddies. But let's go. It says, verse 18. Now, listen to what Ahia is saying, right? What profit the graven images that the maker thereof have graven it? Like, what profit is it? Right? The molten image and a teacher of lies. So with these molten images come lies. We just talked about one. Right? Name me one monument or image that of the nations today that don't come with lies. Can y'all? Yo, can you think of one? Remember it says that the heathens leave tokens. Like, yes, that's your monuments, that kind of stuff. Right? Holidays. Okay. The images, Easter. They get rabbits, eggs, right? Are those not lies? The who?
Fourth of July, man.
Is
Talking
that
about Uncle Sam?
Uncle Sam?
Oh,
They do.
yeah.
What'd you say? But the images come with lies. Okay? Christmas, the little fat dude with the reindeer. If it was Christ's birthday, which he never said celebrate, which the Bible never said the day he was born, what does fat dude, the fat little red dude in the reindeer's got to do with it? Moolah. Yeah. Right? But it's just showing you that it went.
Well, we the kids, we always wonder, we ain't have a fireplace, so where you gonna cook?
Right.
What we coming out this
Break
chip?
through a window or something.
Right. But,
One more image, you know, that's a complete lie, the image of the American dream.
thank you. It's sorcery.
Sorcery.
That's the net we in. You could be all you be in this little net. You can't get out of this net, but you can be all you be in this net. Sorcery. Right? So if you ain't like Christ, it's vanity. That's it. It says that the maker of his work trusted therein. We just talked about that. To make dumb idols, woe or destruction unto him that saith to the wood, awake. Hopefully, doing it while we eating, y'all. I promise you that I'm gonna read something about the 4th of July, how it started. Right? I can't do it during class. What's up? He has a question.
The Bible, I think I know why the 4th of July is here. I think I know why. The reason because the North had fought for our country.
See how they started with the children?
Yep.
Hey Chris, they lied to you. You're big enough now to tell you the truth. This is not our country, right? We're learning about where our real country is. The Bible says that our land is called Israel, okay? Because our parents a long time ago, okay, refused to follow this book, right? Our God, Ahia, the guy you've been hearing about all day today, he sent us here and put us into slavery. And these people here, as the Bible is saying, have been lying to us, okay? So whatever, it's you're young right now, okay? And you're gonna have to distinguish as you grow what's right and what's wrong, okay? Go ahead,
Can I add something to
please.
that? Just to give you a little side note, when they was talking about we free from mother country, They told us, y'all ain't, y'all shouldn't slave.
There you go.
We celebrate that at all.
At all.
Around
At all.
Now go
Thank
back to work.
Thank you. So, go ahead. Say it.
When you read your history books and stuff, I always question, you know,
Chris,
what they're telling you.
there's a reason why they call it his story.
It's just
It's not your story, it's their story. Okay? And and they have never fought for us. Okay? But I'm gonna leave it at that and keep going. We'll talk about that later, hopefully after class. So it says, woe unto him that say unto the wood, awake. Right? So they made this image, and now they're in trouble. They said, save me, but awake, do something. Right? To the dumb stone, arise. It shall teach. Okay, you still wait.
Like I had a picture, the dude had his ear in there trying to listen. Like, oh man.
Explain it.
The cobblestone in Mecca. When they go to Mecca and they walk around the stone, you see them all taking their time with the stone, going into it, putting their ear in it, hugging it, and trying to listen to it, see if it'll speak to them and stuff
Teach
like
me
that.
something. We're going to spirit say something. Right?
Mm-mm.
It says, behold, it is laid over with gold and silver, and there is no breath at all in the midst of it.
Mm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
It's dumb. This rock came down. Elijah said it was a meteorite that came down from heaven. But for
I
real,
want to pull that picture up.
okay. So let's keep going. Why are you doing that? Where we at? Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 4.
Connected to
I read it. Go ahead.
all right.
Chapter 4,
4, verse 12. We're going to break down these words in this paragraph and see how you get the full understanding of what the Most High is saying, okay? No, 4, chapter 12. Now, everybody there? It reads, for the bewitching of, let's get bewitching, right? It says, cast a spell on, gain control over someone by magic. So a hyacinth, by them casting spells on his people, gain control over his people, it says, they both were bewitched by the country and its culture.
Mm.
So our people was bewitched, had deceived by the country and its culture.
don't go
Okay.
there.
Say, get it.
Okay. Junior, get back in here. I'm putting this word here, y'all. Hey, y'all, check this out, though, okay?
Yeah, good one.
It's very important to understand these words, okay? So by this magic, this sorcery, cast a spell, because that's what it really is, right? It says, by the sorcery of naughtiness. What is naughtiness? See, you can read this and not even really understand what it's saying.
Mm-hmm.
Sense of wicked, evil, morally wrong. So they have deceived us that's thinking that living a morally wrong life, we have a right to it. It's our life. We can decide what we want to do. We learned a couple classes ago, it was not granted to men even to direct his own steps.
Mm-hmm.
Let's keep going though. How they doing this? This is their definitions. Specifically meaning sexually promiscuous. Do we not live in that world? No? But see how they did this, right? When the Most High said that word was only for the married, right? But the High says, by the bewitching of naughtiness, do obscure. And that's why we cannot lean on our own understanding. Let's get obscure. Am I saying it right? Obscure. One day I'm gonna get it right. I tell you, how keep me with a speech impediment to keep me humble. That's my thorn. That's my thorn in the side in the flesh, like Paul. He won't let it go for nothing. I be begging him too. For real, I really do. That's my biggest fear about with my son. If he stuttered, I would be mad at somebody. Oh. Check it out. Okay, so by the sorcery of them teaching us that it's our body, we can do what we want, and for example, when it comes to marriage, they taught us that we should deal with a few people to test it out, first. How do you call it sorcery? Because of what they have taught us to be sexually promiscuous or prostitutes, as the Most High says, it says that it obscure. Yeah, that word. The things that are honest. The things that are honest are the words of the Most High, right? Obscure. Okay. Close. Okay. Oh. So, by the sorcery, through all their TV programs, music, right? You watch a video, what do you see? Sorcery, the highest level. Girl, I'm gonna learn sign language for you. I'm serious. Okay. This is what it makes it, right? It says unclear, uncertain, unknown. Make you doubtful. Okay? Remember I said earlier in the class, all this stuff is to make you doubt the Most High, right? Even make you think the Most High is wrong, because why should you marry somebody and wait till you get married and then you have a situation where it ain't good? Right. When the Most High said you should grow together and and all that kind of stuff.
And the only reason you know it ain't good because you should.
Can you put your hand in the air? Thank you.
Hey, nobody raised their hand.
But you say that again, please, sis.
I say the only reason why it ain't good because you've been messing with somebody else.
So you've been scarred, right? Pornography. That's what it does, right? You're comparing person to what you saw, right? But that's what the highest said, that this. So now you're down the Most High. You should have a right to do this because it's your body, right? So for the bewitching of naughtiness, do obscure the things that are honest, and the wandering of concupiscence, which is filthy desires. So now your mind is wandering all these filthy desires because you've been taught these things, right? Doeth undermine the simple-minded. They get simple-minded.
Oh, Salakia family, I sent out a few pictures of just the cobblestone, and you can see how they worship it pretty much. You see them touching it, rubbing it, walking around and putting their head in the silver part, covered with silver and gold, stone. The Most High described, he broke it right down to us, and it's sad because, it's prophecy. The scripture said that we will serve wood and stone, and we have so many Israelites in Islam, so it's just prophecy, and the higher broke it down for us.
The water for that. Simple-minded, having or showing very little intelligence or judgment. So because our people have forsaken the laws of the Most High, we're simple-minded, and it's easy to make us believe we have a right to do these things, right? So let's get back. Let's read the whole paragraph again. For the bewitching of naughtiness do obscure things that are honest, which is the Most High, and the wandering of concupiscence do undermine the simple mind. That's us. Let's go to say again, bro.
To deny this word.
Exactly,
Con.
because that's what's in the word.
And believe, right?
No. Be not a fornicator, right? Where we at? Leviticus chapter 18, verse 1 through 5. That's the 66. That's the Bible. Leviticus. That's in the law. It's in the beginning. In the beginning.
Chapter 18, starting at verse 1. Leviticus 18.
So let's get back to the beginning. Since Cain, this earth been wicked. They had their own laws, their own gods that they've been serving. Right? So there's nothing new in the sun. We in Rome's territory, and as they say, as in Rome, do it. What the Romans do?
Con.
That's what we've been doing. Okay, that's what they say. Exactly. For a reason, though. Everybody there? Now listen to our God. Okay, let's go.
And the highest spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, I am a higher your power. After the doings of the land of Egypt.
Now, the land we live in right now is called spiritual Egypt. Egypt and Sodom and Gomorrah, right? Okay. Egypt because of captivity, house of bondage. Sodom and Gomorrah for what we just read about, the naughtiness. Okay. Let's go.
After the doings of the land of Egypt, wherein ye dwelt, shall ye not do.
See there? So, after the doings of the land we are in right now, he told our foreparents in the land that they was in, do not do as these people do. We read in Jeremiah, do not learn the way of the heathen. He's saying the same thing again, right? So in this land, do not do as they do. I put you in Rome, I put you in America, that means you gotta do what they do, right? Let's go.
Shall ye not do. And after the doings of the land of Canaan, whither I bring you, shall ye not do.
So, he took us from a land, right? Taking us to our land, where our land is occupied with a bunch of lawless people. Okay? Go ahead.
Shall ye not do. Neither shall ye walk in their ordinances.
Remember, the customs, the ordinances of the nations of the people are vain, right? So High is telling us, don't accept their customs. Let's go.
Verse 4, ye shall do my judgments.
So his judgment is read this, follow his word, and make sound decisions on what's evil and what's righteous. Right? Go ahead.
And keep mine ordinances.
Keep his ordinances, not the nations. Go ahead.
To walk therein. I am a higher your power. Verse 5. Ye shall therefore keep my statutes and my judgments, which if a man do, he shall live in them.
Why does the High always say if a man do, he will live in them?
Because we got a choice. No?
If you follow his will, then you got a right to life.
That's true. No? You must know?
Because we
Look, he's telling us, don't accept nothing from these people. Don't see their life as glamorous, as enticing, none of that. Don't follow their ordinances or their laws, follow my laws. Right? If you do these things, this will become your way of life. You will live in them. This will be your culture, your life, the way you live. And you will see that as for what it really is. And see what's honest is honest, and see what's wicked is wicked. Okay? Let's go. Let's go to the Exodus chapter 23. That's why I say all the time, become the book. Right? Because if you become the book, you will live in it. you would Christ being like Christ would be how you live. You have the same mentality as Christ. And I say all the time, when Satan attack you, it's always it is written, or thus says the Lord. That be your life. That's how you make your judgments, your decisions. When Satan is giving you these temptations, it's thus says the Lord. That's living in them. Remember it says be in Christ? That's living in Christ. Right? Christ is the law.
Exodus chapter 23, verse 32 and 33.
So let's paint a picture. Ahaya told us how these strangers to us will operate concerning us, against us, right? So let's not get brainwashed and think that they care about us or have our best interests at heart, right? Because we see some people that they put in positions to deceive us that we can make it in their world. We're strangers here. This is not our land, right? The sorcery, the magic is giving us a LeBron James, a Michael Jordan, Barry Sanders. No, it's old now. You know what I'm saying? Giving us these people, or who are musicians?
Kanye,
Drake,
yeah.
Kanye. That's a sorcery.
Floyd Mayweather.
Floyd Mayweather. All these things is sorcery. They put us before your face, like I said, and now your goal is to get what they got, to be what they are. And not Yasha. Huh? Can you raise your hand so I can be fair today? Can you raise your hand, sir? My brother, can you raise your hand, please? Okay, go ahead.
What's that boy with the skinny jeans?
All of them were skinny jeans. Who you talking about?
One that been chasing after Jalen Smith.
I don't know.
Will Smith.
Who? You,
Lord's son.
oh, Jaden Smith.
The one boy, what's his name?
You're talking to the wrong person, bro. I don't know nothing about what's going on.
Justin Bieber?
No, Young Thug.
Oh, Young Thug. Okay, yeah. See, they using him to push the homosexual agenda. They got him, you know.
He brought it upon himself. He just like actually chasing this young man. He's obsessed with him, and he got a case on him right now in which he can't go like 100 feet from him. He's actually trying to kidnap him.
Wow.
Another rap.
He dabbled in a bunch of sodomitish activities. He just do that. Like, and he's just
love letters to America. This is how they should be.
So a rapper?
yeah. He
And
do.
you know, when you really look at it, that's who they are. They became genderless.
Yup.
Real children live as a person. They don't. I'm not a boy. I'm not a girl. So they call themselves.
Harassment kids.
Yeah, they don't even have a gender. So
Their parents brought them up in that Scientology and stuff, you know.
So listen. So we understand who's in the room. How demonic is that? How
To the
wrong
T.
is that? The Most High made male and female. Okay, you don't have. No person can say what they are. If I bought a car, right? I can put a new body on it, but the engine is what it is. So I can put what I want to put on it, but it's still going to be what it is. You're a car person. Am I lying? True. Yeah, it's witchcraft. To see, Satan attack is on the family. Okay. That's what's called that. That's like genocide. You know what I'm saying? Male and female was put here to reproduce. Bottom line, we said be fruitful and multiply. You can't be fruitful and multiply
With the
same people. Right. Let's keep it like that. Okay. Yeah. Let's get it.
The book of Exodus, chapter 23, verse 32. Thou shalt make no covenant with them, nor with their gods. They shall not dwell in thy land, lest they make thee sin against me.
See there?
Mhm.
If they dwell in your land, if you make covenant with these people, you're going to sin against me. Because what they are doing will seem appeasing to you,
Mhm.
appealing to you, right? Like I said, it's Satan offering you death on the platter.
Mhm.
Go ahead.
For if thou serve their gods, it will surely be a snare unto thee.
See there? We're going to get to how it became a snare in a minute. Let's go to, where we at?
Exodus 34, verse 12.
17. The next precept, we're going to see how the ceremonial laws became a snare to us and still is to this day.
Mhm.
But you see how if we adopted, cherish our own culture,
Mhm.
yeah,
The first knew our culture,
Yeah.
didn't know it first.
but now we do, and we're spreading the word. So if we adopted, let's say adopted, and cherish our own culture, these heathens' culture would not be appealing to us because we know what it is,
Mhm.
right? So go ahead.
The book of Exodus, chapter 34, verse 12. Take heed to thyself, lest thou make a covenant with
See
the
that?
inhabitants of the
So
land.
take heed to yourself. Take heed to yourself, unless you forget and buy into it, right? Go ahead.
And make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land whither thou goest, lest it be a snare in the midst of thee.
Yeah. A snare in the midst of thee. Let's get deep for a second. Speaking about our people at this time, what's in the midst of us? The priests, the elders, right? In the middle of us, in the heart of us. Okay? The heart is in the midst of the body. Okay? It became a snare to the midst of us. They accept these customs, form covenant with these people, and the priests start teaching us lies.
Mm.
You get it?
Wow.
That's what he's talking about. It becomes a snare in the midst of you. Because what's in the heart, it's going to spread. So now our priests, our prophets, are lying to us, getting us to think that's a good thing to do. Not being stiff or holding up for the Most High. Let's go. We'll get it in a minute. Go ahead.
Verse 13. But ye shall destroy their altars.
See there? That's why I said the priests, because these are the things they're using. These are their temples, right? Their religious houses where they go worship their gods. Go ahead.
Break their images, and cut down their groves. For thou shalt worship no other God, for Ahiah, whose name is jealous.
His name is Ahiah. They put jealous there. For his name is Ahiah, is a jealous God. That's how it's supposed to be written. Okay. Go ahead.
Lest thou make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land, and they go a whoring after their gods.
See there? That's spiritual fornication. The reason I said the priests, because now our priests are sacrificing to their gods. How are priests sacrificing to their gods? To their religion, their ceremonial laws. Right? Now we're putting a spin on it. Well, we can do Christmas. It's for the kids. We program it. But this is what the highest said. If you do this, it's going to become a snare. And then be generation to generation that be snared up in this trap. Let me say again. It'd be a snare is a lure, right? A trap is what comes after you took the bait, like fishing. You know what I'm saying? So it was a snare to our foreparents, and then our foreparents got trapped, and we just were born up in this trap, like I said earlier. So I was trying to prevent this by saying, "Hear my words, O Israel." Okay, let's go.
And go a whoring after their gods.
So now we're buying into their celebrations, their reverencing of their gods, their holidays. Our priests, our elders are okaying it. So now we're going to do what the leaders do. Go ahead.
And do sacrifice unto their gods, and one called thee, and thou eat
See that?
of his
So
sacrifice.
it says, and one called thee. Pay attention to what I is saying.
Mhm.
A heathen, a Gentile, called thee. Like, come on, man. We ain't doing no, it ain't all about that. No, it ain't. No, we ain't serving to Moloch. No, we just getting together with the family.
Mhm.
Okay.
Come get some of this barbecue,
Get
man.
barbecue.
Come get in the pool.
Yeah, some swine. You know what I'm saying? Your Bible said that it's good. All creatures are good, right? So one called thee, right? Go ahead. I'm saying called thee because the next precept is going to bring that out.
And thou eat of his sacrifice.
Now we eating pig, lobster, shrimp, crab, catfish, duck.
Yeah.
Okay. Chicken. I mean, cats from the Asian people.
Rabbits.
Rabbits. You know what I'm saying? All these abominable foods. Right. So now we're putting our children in the fire by teaching them the same custom because they're watching us do these things. That's why the children are more wickeder than their parents because generations. Go ahead.
Verse 16. And thou take of their daughters unto thy sons, and their daughters go a whoring after their gods.
See, it's deeper than that. I spoke about it Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say it again. It's deeper than this dating somebody, right? Because Satan will make this person treat you good, but now you believe in their philosophy, serving their God. Put down your God, your heritage, your promises for a lesser God. You're so wrapped into their thing. That's what Lahai is saying. But watch what happens in a minute when we get to the other precepts, how you feel about this and what he made us do. Multiple times, not this. I read before where he had made us get rid of the children that we had babies with these people with the wives and the children had to go. The next precept, not this one, but we will get to it. We made something else go down. He does not play that. Numbers chapter 25.
Let me get, yeah, we got to 17.
Oh, get it.
And make the rest of 16. And make thy sons go a whoring after their gods.
Yeah.
Thou shalt make thee no molten gods.
So check it out. Our people have an infatuation with the other races, right? You know, I got this beautiful woman. But now you're just serving her gods, right? You go into their family things, doing what they do. It's deeper. It's deeper. I always say, you will leave me if you do this. Go ahead. Psychological magic.
But they put it every week now. People, I mean, before they want us to be mixing with them. Now they ever advertise
Every commercial.
Even they can look
Cereal commercials,
Little
everything.
boy, little white girl, little black boy, king and queen, walking hand in hand into a kid show. So I'm like, for real? Y'all couldn't stand us just a few years ago.
But it's a reason though, sis. I'm let sisters
Like they
speak.
ramped it up.
What?
They made it even bigger because they took an actor who has mixed kids and who has books called Mixed Meat. You know, so.
But here's the thing. But it's the thing. Time is running out. They don't have as much time as you think. The demons have been let free out of hell. Okay? The locusts have come out of the ground according to the book of Revelations. So now it's ramped up because the war is on. So they now don't have time to say, well, they trying to destroy us psychological magic. But it ain't mean necessary. Understand? That's why, my sister, because time is ticking. All right? Prophecy is, so there's only a few more prophecies left. It's a handful of prophecies left. And Yasha's here. Okay? It's about to go down, I'm trying to tell y'all. So let's go. Did you read it? What you read?
Yep. Numbers 25.
Numbers 25, verse 1 through 9. Check out how they call this, y'all, and how they do it today. Now, they're not calling this. Our own people are calling this. So we come into the truth. The Gentiles ain't calling us do their sacrifices because they got us already. Now our family and our friends are calling us. Right? Well, bring No, sister, no, bro, man. Okay, my life, man. I'm following the Bible now. Oh, bro, man, no, such in town, man. We's over here, man. We, like I said earlier, you know what I'm saying? Let's come over, let's chill with us, man. Going over there, it's like I said. I told somebody this a long time ago. We can deceive ourselves in the mind and say, well, it's Thanksgiving. I'm not going to partake of the food, but I'm going to go fellowship. To the Most High, you're spiritually fornicating. Because right now, if he destroyed this system, you're on their side. That line he told Moses to draw, you're on that side. When it goes down, you destroy the people because they don't know the people over here. I'm saying that I'm following the dietary law, but if I'm over here and somebody that I was just ministering to 2 weeks ago heard me say I don't eat pork, he see me here, he don't know if I ate or not.
Right.
I can be a stumbling block to this person while I'm trying to be a light to somebody over here. I'm stumbling other people. You know what I'm saying? Choose your side. You know, on their day, like I said, leave them alone. Let them be. Don't deceive yourself in your mind thinking, I'm going to go. Like I told 2 years ago, I said, I know myself when I was in the world, on a holiday, I'm smoking and drinking. I ain't trying to hear nobody talk about no Bible. And I knew the Bible. But right now ain't the time, oh boy. You can catch me on Sunday. You know what I'm saying? How to be. But right now, I'm on cloud 22. You know what I'm saying right now. So just taking that mindset, people are in their spirit.
Mm-hmm.
That spirit that's getting reverenced that day or week, they're in that spirit. It said cast spells. So they got a spell cast on them. You can't break that spell thinking you're going to be a light. That's deceiving yourself. Right? So stand strong for the Most High. And like my mom was just saying, like my cousin just called tomorrow, when can I get together? I'll kick it with you any day. But y'all holidays and on the Sabbath. We can get them up all night. It's been a long time. I really need that. But let's go.
The book of Numbers, chapter 25, verse 1. And Israel abode in Shittim, and the people began to commit whoredom with the daughters of Moab.
Uh-oh. It was fine. Couldn't wait to get one of them, right? Let's go.
And they called the people unto the sacrifices.
They did what?
And they called the people.
They did what?
They called the people.
How they calling us now? Advertisement. Right? But see how we started in the beginning? How they sat in these meetings? How they sit in these meetings? Crafty council? Come on. Go ahead. Nothing.
Man. Back then.
Yep.
Wow.
They made it more of it's more technical now.
They perfected it. No. They said practice make perfect, right? Satan been practicing for a long time. That's why I feel what I was going to say earlier today when I said I was driving down the street. I felt like John the Revelator. Like this in awe at how Satan got us. Like, man, this dude put one on us. You know what I'm saying? The plan work. But let's go.
And they called the people unto the sacrifices of their gods.
Now, are they? He said the sacrifices, right? Our people. Let's think about it. Let's just get real for a second. We know that ain't nobody surrounded around somebody that's cutting a pig wide open and all this gruesome stuff, right? These are their holy days. It's not we see on TV when you see our brothers and sisters down there in Hades cutting chicken off and all that. Nah, these are holy days. They dressed up, get the music playing. Down there have clothes on. You know what I'm saying? Dude chest poked out. You know. That's what highest among their sacrifices. Their holy days. The sacrifice is the animal slaughtered. So it's a ceremonial thing going on with this. Right? Go ahead.
And the people did eat.
They did eat their food. Go ahead.
And bow down to their gods.
You bow down to their God because first of all, this is a satanic day. So it's like you're going over to your friend house, or your mama house, or your daddy house, or your kid house, and get you a plate on Thanksgiving. I don't celebrate Thanksgiving. I'm gonna give you a plate though. And people did eat. See what I'm saying?
I was reminding me of something last Thanksgiving. Everybody said, yeah, man,
You know you don't celebrate. Man, but
They calling you.
take your plate. Yeah, I was thinking about like, yeah. And then spiritual thinking like, nah, you take that plate. It's just like you can over there eat.
You're eating things strangled to idols.
Mhm.
Sacrifice to idols.
Con.
Okay? Go ahead.
And Israel joined himself unto Baal Peor.
So see, we join ourselves to serve Satan. See it? Go ahead. So when we do Christmas, Thanksgiving, Easter, Father's Day, 4th of July, name it. You join yourself to serve Satan. Okay? Go ahead.
And the anger of Ahiah was kindled against Israel.
See how the Most High feel? So should we go around angering him or our family and friends?
Or about anger and them.
Right. Let's go.
And Ahiah said unto Moses, take all the heads of the people.
Do what?
Take all the heads of the people.
Now he ain't talking about the elders. He's talking about something else. Get it. Take all the heads. You know, you see this on Game of Thrones.
Mm.
I mean, take the heads and they, yeah. This is where it comes from. The Most High.
Mm.
Okay? So as an example,
Con.
this is what y'all want to do? This is what happen to you when you do this. Now, because we have grace now, and Most High is not executing judgment right now, don't think we got away with it.
Right.
You ain't got your head cut off now, but you will. Okay? Go ahead.
And hang them up before Ahiah against the sun.
Do what?
And hang them up before Ahiah
Taking their
against the
daughters,
sun.
taking their sons, celebrating their holidays. See how the Most High feel?
Mm-hmm.
So, as I was saying, in my own life, I can't condone what someone I love is doing. I have to do what the Most High say, because this is how I feel. I would be one of these ones to get my head hung.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm trying to say?
Con.
So you can't condone that, according to the Most High. But go ahead.
That the fierce anger of Ahiah may be turned away from Israel.
So they have to do something. Moses, I'm telling you, Moses wasn't no joke. He did what the Most High say do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to tell you. Don't think he's the biggest man on earth, but he did what he like them angels.
God
He
down.
did what the Most High say do.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
And Moses said unto the judges of Israel, slay ye every one his men that were joined unto Baal Peor.
What?
And Moses said unto the judges of Israel, slay ye every one his men that were joined unto Baal Peor.
So, sis, Cynthia, now you see why they wrapping it up? Because Satan wants us to die. He trying to get every single soul. And the higher don't play that mixing stuff.
I couldn't figure it out.
Mhm.
See, they taught us that when during slavery, oh, we don't want y'all to mix it up. They having, relations with our women. But then afterwards, I was confused. I'm like, wait a minute, that doesn't make any sense. First, y'all was like, no, but y'all can go mess around.
You know what I think, sis?
Now,
You know what? Before I get into the truth, this was my philosophy. I don't know how true it is. This is just my philosophy concerning that right there, slavery, right? Because they so outnumbered,
Mm-hmm.
they was trying to build their numbers. You see what I'm trying to say?
Mm.
Because truthfully, like Bible says, he's the smallest of Edom is the smallest. So they're building their numbers, like by telling them not to mix with us. They have to build their numbers for their plan. You see what I'm saying? That's my philosophy. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead. Speak up, man.
That's why they always say nothing to see but the black woman and the white man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Still big number.
Build the numbers. But let's go. Where we at?
Verse 6.
Good.
And behold, one of the children of Israel came and brought unto his brethren a Midianitish woman.
Hey. Picture that scene now. He got a bad one. He got a bad one. He geek. He's trying to show off. Right? Let's go.
Unto his brethren a Midianitish woman in the sight of Moses, and in the sight of all the congregation of the children of Israel, who were weeping before the door of the tabernacle of the congregation.
Why were they weeping?
Because they sinned.
These they loved ones these women were weeping because their loved ones got killed.
Mm-hmm.
Their sons and their husbands.
Coming in with a woman from another.
Right.
Oh, man.
Let's go.
Verse 7.
Oh, man.
And when Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron the priest, saw it, he rose up from among the congregation and took a javelin in his hand. And he went after the man of Israel into the tent and thrust both of them through, the man of Israel and the woman through her belly. So the
Stop.
plague.
That's what we don't have now.
Mm-hmm.
You get it? See, that's the whole. That's why they strategically put us in a situation to create gangs, because gangs are basically from this. See, our men were men of value. We stood for the Most High. This is executing judgment. We fought and defended our nation. That's what gangs that they're doing by claiming a street that don't belong to them. We used to fight for our nation. Now we fight for a little land, a little block that don't even belong to us. Because it's in us. This is part of our culture. Right? So they use what's in us against us to destroy one another. Because in us to defend. Right? Real talk. But our men, like Nehemiah, you come back here again, I'm putting hands on you. Right? Who's saying that now? Right?
Yeah, they standing but to each other.
Each other.
Right.
Right? I want to go around the corner the other day. It's 4-3 more left. Like he's jamming behind us. Oh, can't wait to move. I'm serious. But, you know, there's no one standing up for the Most High. You know, that's how they destroy our community, because this is what used to go down. Right?
But they make it out. Also, they say, oh, you're racist. Because I hear that a lot. When I said, you know, you're not supposed to be doing that. You're racist. You're something.
But see, that's the ideology of the heathen. How is racist? That's what you want to say. I don't say nothing about equality in this book. He tell you don't deal with them people. He didn't say that's not what they call racist. The Most High tell you, hey, don't deal with people. Don't this them people. Let's get it. Let's get it. Go ahead, man. I'll cut you off. Another lie.
Yeah.
Okay, they full of lies, like they father Lucifer. Let's go.
And the woman through her belly. So the plague was stayed from the children of Israel.
See, we had to do this the same way when in what Jericho, I think it was. When we came back and took some of the
after that was after Jericho,
yeah.
right after Jericho.
Right, the whole nation used to suffer, so we had to execute judgment because we all had to pay. It wasn't just you now. If you see it, the whole nation gonna pay. Right, and that's how it should be. Right, but let's go.
Verse 9. And those that died in the plague were 24,000.
How many?
24,000.
Do the Most High play. So, when your family members and your friends question you or get upset with you about following the Most High, remember the Most High. Okay? Let them be upset. Right? They'll still love you tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So, let's go. Psalms 106:28. I'm telling you, like Ecclesiastes 8:11 say, because the highest not executing judgment, men do wickedly. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm telling you, he said no one is getting away. He knows everything that we're doing. And when judgment comes, every man be judged according to his words. 106:28. Now, I was talking to my driver, one of my drivers, yesterday or the day before. Yesterday. Today he's going to visit his father's grave. Right? Where'd that come from? The heathen. Let's get it. Right here. Let's get it. Verse 28 says, get it.
They joined themselves also unto Baal Peor and ate the sacrifices of the dead.
The dead. Right? What's the sacrifices of the dead? Right? Paying homage to the dead. You have parties for the dead. All that. That's the way of the heathen. You can't read the Bible. We had. Look,
What you do with the dead?
you buried them. You buried them.
So then they have big ceremonies for
Who?
Morning time. We had like
We
morning
had morning
time.
time.
That's it. Yeah, we
I
mourn, we
said the
bury
whole
him.
nation, all the nations came and
They pay homage.
Come.
They pay
That's what I'm
homage.
saying. Why
Yeah.
do we pay homage?
Abraham, when we wishes, that kind of stuff.
Uh-huh.
But what he's
Didn't
saying,
they do that for Abraham?
this is what I'm trying to say. These are the things that the nations do. Like my brother, my driver thinks he's visiting his father. He does. I'm putting flowers. I'm thinking to myself, he ain't there. Where you going? He ain't there. I can't tell him that. You know what I'm saying? I hope you so bad. But so that's why it's written in this book. We are not to mourn as the heathen do, as the ones with no faith. Right? So it's a difference. Okay. Let's say that Abraham and them did have a meal. It was not a meal like the heathens have a meal.
Right.
Right? For example, in our lives, we are honoring the dead. We're thinking that they can see us and talk to us and all that kind of stuff. That's a different thing. That's what these people are believing. The same they believed then, we believe now. That's why Hyatt's bringing it up. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, you're going to go with the flashlights. With
Lighters and candles.
lighters and candles. That's satanic. According to scriptures. We've been taught to do what the nations do. Go ahead.
That was the time allotted to mourn, but after that.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah. That's what I was saying Wednesday. I'm like, if a brother died this book is for the righteous. It's for the wicked to learn how to be righteous. Right? So we cannot have the mentality of the wicked.
Exactly.
The righteous, you are hoping to see people again if you make it in the kingdom. Like, you're not sitting here saying, oh man, I had a great game day. I know my father was watching me. Father ain't watching you do nothing. For real. According to the Bible. Because there's only, like it says, one grape out of a cluster that ain't getting tormented up in hell right now. So billions. That's why the earth has enlarged, the hell has enlarged itself, because it's packed. It's a party down there, but not the kind that they talking about. So that's what I'm trying to say. You know, we have to be very careful of honoring the dead. Okay, not saying that like you said, it's a time of mourning. So it hurts. You know what I'm saying? But like how we do with the T-shirts and then the every year parties and that kind of stuff. That's what the Hyatt is talking about. Yeah, go ahead. That stuff. You definitely ain't up there. Right, but that's what he talking about. That came from the heathen, because the heathen think that they have this life after life stuff. Okay, but go ahead, let's go.
We're headed to the book of Leviticus, chapter 20. Yeah, that's it in Psalms.
That's what we did.
Yep. Leviticus 20:22.
Now I just said that's what the heathen do, and that's why he is giving us these laws and commandments, because he gonna let you know this is what they do. That's why I gave you laws. Don't follow them, because you I love. Where we at?
Leviticus 23.
20. Okay, I was up there.
Chapter 20, verse 22 through 23.
We're gonna go in another 30 minutes and we're gonna eat. We're gonna close it up. Chapter 20, verse 23.
22 through 23.
So again, like we understand everything we've been taught is against this book, right? And we have come to really love these things and to treasure these things. Like my driver, I can tell him nothing different, and that wasn't the time for it. You know what I'm saying? But he would have got offended if I would have said something about his father, because he was in prison when his father died.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying? So you have to be wise as the serpent, harmless as doves. You know what I'm saying? But truthfully, what he did was abominable to the Most High. But he don't know any better. So hopefully one day I get a chance to. Okay. So he had a little afro going on for me. Where your scarf go? Yeah. Like a look like a little afro.
A little bit, yeah. Brown afro.
Yeah. Hey, these glasses killing me, sis. My eyes getting bad. Thanks to that woman right there. Let's go.
Leviticus chapter 20, verse 22.
So again, now we was talking about the dead, right? Okay. And like I was saying Wednesday in class, if people really have faith in the Most High and that they were serving God as they say they would, it should be a rejoicing. Like, so you get out of this situation. I said, like I told years ago, like I said, I'm saying what I said Wednesday. I told you this years ago. I said, if people really believed in God and going to heaven, right? What's the hospitals for? I'd be mad at hospital. Like, you keep me around this place. I'm trying to go, you know, and what, float on clouds and Mickey, what is it? Land, what was it? Milk and honey? Yeah. You know, but I don't think I'll be going somewhere where they told me. It's a relief. So why are you trying to save me? Like I said, they really don't have faith. Because they really trying to be here forever. Huh? I don't. But I'm saying, like, people say they have faith in the Most High. That's why he said that people honor me with their looks, but their hearts are far removed from me. Because they really don't have faith in the Most High, nor know him. That's why we're doing all the things that we're doing. And today the Most High is telling us, this is what these people have programmed my people to believe through a sorcery. Right? So he's telling us, don't do these things. Listen to me. Follow my laws, statutes, commandments, my ordinances. Okay? So, go ahead.
Verse 22. Ye shall therefore keep all my statutes.
See, there's all his statutes, not the heathen.
And all my judgments, and do them, that the land whither I bring you to dwell therein spew you not out.
And our land spit us out. Okay? Go ahead. For doing all these things.
And ye shall not walk in the manners of the nation.
See that? Can anyone show me in the Bible where they sent balloons up for the dead?
Nope.
See what I'm saying? Now, I can show you in the Bible where they had the little lights and stuff at, though. That's not new. All right? They've been doing that for a long time. Not us, but the heathen. Go ahead.
Which I cast out before you, for they committed all these things.
So all these things that this chapter, like we talked about on Wednesday, I think it was, sleeping with the mothers, their sisters, their fathers' wives, they fathers, they mothers' husband, all kind of stuff, animals, eating all these abominable things, this dead stuff, all this stuff. This is what nations do, right? And what he say he does concerning that?
And therefore I abhorred them.
He hates them. Hates them and anybody that joins themselves to them. He's not the God of love, as they say. He loved. No, the Bible says, you read a lot of scripture where it says, the Most High is not a respected person, right? We all know that, right? But guess what he also says? He respects his saints. He respects his elect. He listens to his elect. He showed them grace, favor. No, the saints are the ones. The saints are the ones that's following him. Right. Yeah. Just because you're Israel, you see, out of Egypt, we all was the saints, right? Now the saints he's talking about is his elect. The ones, remember how Christ says, "No one comes to me unless the Father send them." That's the elect.
But we still have to do his laws.
You're not the elect if you're not. That's what I'm trying to say.
Exactly.
Israel is his chosen people, but his elect
are doing it. Those are the ones.
Yeah, them the true saints. Okay. So yeah, because bro, remember, he loves them that love him, and only we can show him that we love him is by doing what. So if you ain't following laws and commandments, you're not a saint. Okay, so let's go.
Hey, before you go out on Leviticus 2:3, can you get 24 behind that?
Yeah. Let me get back to it. I was about to say this
Yeah.
verse in these two scriptures in Joshua chapter 10, 12, and 13 kind of just attest to what my eye just brought out. Then spake Joshua to Ahiah in the day when Ahiah delivered up the Amorites before the children of Israel. And he said in the sight of Israel, Sun, stand thou still upon Gibeon, and thou moon in the valley of Ajalon. And the sun stood still.
Wait, hold on. I thought that the earth revolved around the sun,
Mm-mm.
right? So, oh, yeah. No, we ain't getting that today, sis. But hold on. Oh, wait. So if the sun was not a spirit or angel, how did the Most High tell it to stop?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If God didn't exist and somehow this Big Bang thing occurred, or this order came in place, who told the sun to stop?
Mm.
And I thought the sun didn't move.
Mm.
Because the Bible
Right,
says the
right.
sun revolves around the earth through 12 portals.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on.
Scientists say that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So who got the most power and authority to even tell the sun to stop? 'Cause that's an awesome thing right there.
He that created it.
Come.
That's awesome.
Okay.
He that the serves sun serve.
And in the Bible, it's two mentions of that happening.
Mm-hmm.
Where he told made the sun stop.
So what was that, Joshua?
The sun, the moon, and the constellations, because they all follow the sun.
10,
They all follow
12.
Uriel in their
Well, in
travels.
14. So I'm gonna just drop down to
Yeah.
14. And there was no day like that before it or after it, that Ahiah hearkened unto the voice of a man, for Ahiah fought for Israel.
See, he respects his saints.
Come.
Okay. They need that daylight because the Amorites had an advantage because of the darkness in the territory that it was in. So he had extra light to finish them off, basically. Go ahead.
Like it. I just want to finish 13, well, the top of 13, because it actually, the Bible precepts into the rest of our records. So when they tell us these records are false and whatnot, we can verify because the scripture precepts to these books and it goes hand in hand because it says Christ comes in the volume of the book, right? So I'm gonna just get 13 real fast. And the sun stood still and the moon stayed until the people had avenged themselves upon their enemies. Is not this written in the book of Jasher? And that's this book here, which also has we're about to get into about the 4th of July in it. So that's why they don't want us reading these records, you know, when the Bible speaks of it, you know, our forefathers had these records. So just a
And
little
more.
Yep, and more.
Good job. Where we at?
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 20.
Wisdom of Solomon. Chapter 2,
Yep.
verse 21, 22.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 21 and 22.
I'll read this right here. Y'all ready?
Say it again, too.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 22, 21 and 22. So let's take heed, right? Because our foreparents that we talk about all the time, every class, it's the same thing, basically, right? They deceive themselves, loving the weakness of their life, right? They have not learned what's evil and what's righteous, okay? Because if let's not deceive ourselves by trying to make something evil good, okay? Like our foreparents. You there?
Yeah.
It says, such things did they imagine. Remember it says, do not trust, do not lean on your own understanding.
Yeah.
Cast down all imaginations. Casting down imaginations that you're trying to make what the nations do good. Right? And were deceived, for their own wickedness have blinded them. Right? Our own wickedness have blinded us. Because we was taught these things and love these things. And keep rationalizing our mind that we can do it and get away with it. Because the high is not judging. He's not executing judgment right now. Well, it's written in the book. 22. Because as for the mysteries of God, they know them not. They knew them not. Right? Neither hoped they for the wedges of the righteous, nor discern a reward for the blameless souls. See, that's the part that our people, even today, are lacking. They don't really believe in reward for the righteous. Right? You have to believe in the reward for the righteous, the kingdom that the Most High promised us. Without that, we think we can get away with this stuff. Right? And he's showing us examples. Hey, put their hands before the sun, before me, as an example. You know what I'm saying? He's not playing. You know? Let's go.
Revelation 18.
Revelation 18, 23. I want to read the last sentence of this scripture, okay? No, I'll read the whole thing. Y'all there? But the key I want to make is the last part of this verse, but 18:23. And the light of a candle shall shine no more at all in thee, right? And the voice of the bridegroom and of the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee. Tomorrow America getting destroyed, right? It says, one minute.
For thy merchants.
For thy merchants were the great men of the earth. For by their sorceries were all nations deceived. Y'all see that? For by their sorcery were all nations deceived. Not just us. The whole world is deceived. Everybody. Through their psychological magic. Deceitfulness. Right? Because nations think that they're serving God. See, back in biblical times, they knew who guys that they were serving. Right? That's why in the Abrahamic letter, it talks about in a short time, in a minute, the world will know when they expose how fake Christianity is, Islam is, when you realize that all this time you've been serving Satan, the whole world will know that they've been serving Satan. Right now they believe they're serving the Most High, and they're not. So all nations have been deceived through Satan, because he had to lie to them to get to us. Right? So that was the meetings that they have. Deceive all people, because these are the people that as the Bible says, are the apple of God's eye. Right? If we keep them sinning, we rule and have everything. Okay? So it takes a cooperation of large scale for that. Right? Because we've been scattered. If we were still as a nation, it won't take as much. But now we're everywhere, so they need more people to come into the conspiracy. Okay?
The same we're scattered with these different philosophies and beliefs.
Yep. At the end of the day, we serve Satan, yes.
This is one thing I don't understand. How is it that these people have our records, our workers, they know the beginning and the end, and basically what they have, and they still haven't got the tools that they're going to lose?
See, we went through this Wednesday. See, but Wednesday in the law class, we went over that.
And I got it right here.
Get it.
Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2 verse 1. For the ungodly said, reasoning with themselves, but not aright. Our life is short and tedious, and in the death of a man there is no remedy. Neither was there any man known to have returned from the grave. For we are born at all adventure, and we shall be hereafter as though we had never been. For the breath in our nostrils is as a smoke, and the little spark in the moving of our hearts, which being extinguished, our body shall be turned into ashes. Now this is the mindset of the wicked. And our spirit shall vanish as the soft air, and our name shall be forgotten in time, and no man shall have our works in remembrance, and our life shall pass away as the trace of a cloud, and shall be dispersed as a mist. that is driven away with the beams of the sun, and overcome with the heat thereof. For our time is a very shadow that passeth away, and after our end there is no returning, for it is fast sealed, so that no man cometh again. Come on, therefore, let us enjoy the good things that are present, and let us speedily use the creatures like as in our youth. Let us fill ourselves with costly wine and ointments, and let no flower of the spring pass us by.
The water. The water.
Praise the Father.
So they trying to get it all where you live. Because like understand, you can't serve one master at a time, right? Christ said you're gonna love one, hate the other one. So they love their master. Their master has given them all things.
Mm-hmm.
And he lied to them. He told them that he's going to defeat the Most High.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Get 9 and 10 together, like so.
Okay.
They can hear exactly why how they feel and what they're going to do.
Y'all see the growth in here?
All praises. All praises to high.
That's awesome. Let's go.
Verse 9. I'm going to start at 8 again. Let us crown ourselves with rosebuds before they be withered. Let none of us go without his part of our voluptuousness.
See, that's the meeting.
Mm-hmm.
We all can get this. You go here, you go there, you get this, you get that. Let's all get a piece of Israel. Remember, all the riches of the world belongs to us. Well, go ahead.
Let us leave tokens of our joyfulness in every place.
That's the monuments and statues you see.
Mm-hmm. For this is our portion, and our lot is this. Verse 10, let us oppress the poor righteous man. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the aged.
That's evil.
Mm-hmm.
The evil. Okay? Because they have the spirit in them of their father. Right? So, let's go. The one for that too.
All praise. Revelation 17. The book of Revelation, chapter 17, verse 1 and 2, and then verse 5.
Now, we're dealing with America. Okay? It's called Babylon the Great. Right? With the daughter of Babylon, all that stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
But let me read this right here, though. Here's a vision that was given to our brother John concerning the destruction of our country, or this country that we live in. And there came one of the 7 angels which had the 7 vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Great whore. Okay? Let's drop down to verse 5 for a minute. Because to me, this is the Roman Catholic Church.
Mm-hmm.
The Most High called churches harlot houses. Matter of fact, let me get that. You got it?
No.
This is the precept, so y'all see that it ain't me calling these churches harlot houses, but Most High. Jeremiah chapter 5, verse 7. Don't turn there, I'm going to read it. How should I pardon thee for this? Thy children have forsaken me. My children have forsaken me, and sworn by them that are no gods. Right? So they 5:7. So going to these churches and giving all our money and our time and everything to these ministers of Satan in these harlot houses. Right? When I had fed them to the full, they then committed adultery. This us right now. If I was to go to church, I'm committing spiritual adultery. I'm serving another God. I'm cheating on my Creator. Okay? And assembled themselves by the troops. Mega churches. Every Sunday, all these little harlot houses on the block. right? By troops. Can't even get to squeeze the thing, can't even park nowhere, can't even get through the streets, many cars, right? And assembled themselves by the troops in the harlot houses. Okay? So let's get to the mother of these harlot houses, because all the doctrine comes through the Roman Catholic Church. Okay? Like, they may say they ain't affiliated with the Catholic Church, they still practicing what the Catholic Church has given them. Verse 5, Revelations. And upon her forehead was a name written. Now, let's get verse 4. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet. If the high is so wonderful. He gave you the colors, because like I said, it's a prophecy, so he saw it, right? He gave the color of Roman Catholics. Hierarchy, right? The colors that they were, the things that they do and carry. The woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand. Don't the Pope have that golden cup? And all them so-called priests they have walk around the golden cup full of sin and blasphemy. Right. Yeah, they are. Having a golden cup in their hand full of abominations. The Lord's done away with. Right? Pray to Mary. Right? You can eat this. You can do this. Right? That cup, right, is what got us drunk off this wine. This is where it comes from. Satan's chiefs, right? They have the whole world drunk off their wine. The wine is abominations. Abominations are things that a higher hates. Okay? On the earth. Back to verse 1. And there came one of the 7 angels which had 7 vials, and talked with me, saying to me, Come hither. I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore, that sitteth on many waters. The precepts of the many waters means people. Right? So this harlot is controlling many people. Okay? You sitting on the horse, you're controlling the horse. Unless you're like me, who I tried once, but I wasn't controlling it. Got thrown off horse. Yeah.
I totally missed that word.
It says, verse 2, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication. Remember we read earlier, they're taking the possession of the houses of God. It's like the kings, remember Psalms 2, 1, 2, 3, how the kings all got together and they controlling us through religion and through entertainment and all the other things. Okay? Who the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. Right? When you're drunk, you're what? Not in your right mind. Right? You can't make sound judgment.
Mentally,
right? So, yeah, so our decision making to a height is like us being drunk. Because we're doing things like that's dumb to him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like the nations you serve and their gods, they're idols. It's dumb to him. Like, think. You know what I'm saying? Think. So he carried me away in the spirit into the.
I think 5. 5. Verse 5.
So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast. That's why I said horse. Okay. Full of names of blasphemy. All they do is lie against the Most High. He said one of them that our books are false and all this kind of stuff. Don't go into these records because it tells you the truth. Go in greater detail, right? All they do is lie. So, like I tried to tell the brothers a couple weeks ago at the park, I was telling y'all some stuff about it. But like, if the church was speaking truth, the first thing they must do is tell the slaves who they are and why they're in slavery. Not teach them that they're Gentiles and if they be good and eat pork and come to church on Sundays, they can go to heaven.
Right.
Explain to them what the kingdom is. I had lunch with my partner 3 days ago. He's talking about going to heaven. Look at that. Bro. Okay. The kingdom is on earth. What you gonna do to get to heaven? No clue. But he's gonna get there. Right? So it says, full of blasphemous names, having 7 heads and 10 horns. As you know, Rome is surrounded by 7 mountains.
Mhm.
And the woman was, I read that. We'll be at now.
5.
No, I read
Already
that.
got 5?
Jeremiah 51. Right? I wanted 2, then 5. Jeremiah chapter 51. We're almost done, y'all. We could be done an hour ago. But people were an hour late. Everybody. We ain't started at 5. No, you half hour late. You hour and a half late.
What's it? Chapter
Jeremiah.
51.
Yep.
Verse 7. 51 verse 7, Jeremiah.
Back, Slaki. On the pages. Jeremiah 51:7, and it reads, Babylon hath been a golden cup in the highest hand, that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. Yeah, 18.
Babylon has been a golden cup in the highest hand.
Mhm.
Right? How has Babylon been a golden cup in the highest hand? Ahai has given us up to our lusts, to our desires. He allowed us to get drunk off these lies. Since you want to serve these guys, like we talked to before, go serve them. Stay in your drunkenness. Right? So let's go. Let's go to Isaiah 29. Remember, no one could do something to his people unless he allowed them to. Right?
Uh, 29. Isaiah chapter 29, verses 9 through 16.
How that football doing, sis? It's all right.
Isaiah chapter 29, verse 9, and it reads, Stay yourselves and wonder, cry ye out and cry. They are drunken, but not with wine.
See there? So his people are drunken, but not with wine. Okay? Go ahead.
They stagger, but not with strong drink.
That's how people are here struggling in this community, violent, on drugs, or everything you can imagine through the curses that we're suffering. We're staggering like we're drunk to the Most High. We're not standing up like men and women to Him. Right? Go ahead.
For Ahai hath poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep.
See there? That's why he was. Remember he said he was, that golden cup. He poured out. He allowed them to pour it out. Right? The deep sleep. Since we don't want to serve Him, go sleep. Go ahead.
And hath closed your eyes. The prophets and your rulers, the seers, hath He covered.
See there? That's why there's no truth in these churches. Right? Remember, in the midst of us, the priests who are the pastors now committed fornication with the nations. Right? So I allowed them to do that because we loved it so. Right? We loved it so much, He said, go ahead. But hey, I'm going to warn you, if you don't turn back, there's judgment.
Exactly.
I'm gonna let you do what you do since you want to do it. So go ahead.
For Ahijah hath poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep, and hath closed your eyes. The prophets and the rulers, the seers, hath he covered. And the vision of all is become unto you as the words of a book that is sealed.
Here we go. That's why the pastors can answer questions. I guess people say in churches they can't get their questions answered. Because the Bible tells you that. Your pastor is drunk. It's sealed. They don't have his spirit. You can't have his spirit if you're not following with him. So how are you going to explain? They don't know the mysteries of the Most High. Right? So it's a book sealed to them. All they can teach is what the Jewish people tell them to teach. They go to seminary college. The Jewish people tell them what to teach. They give them a doctrine, but they can't understand his book. It's not a what they say. It's not a literal book. Go ahead. Speak up.
Just to add to that, I was actually getting ready to go to college before I came into the truth to get my bachelor's in biblical theology and science.
All praise the high, boy. You've been really lost.
This book is sealed to them, man. I used to be like real close to the pastors, and these dudes really need, like, they need other books outside of this book to teach them about this book.
So who's teaching them? So who's teaching them?
It's the seminary.
Satan.
Jewish people.
Satan.
Satan. Sending out of Satan. Right? That's the whole glory of the Most High. That's why I say that's why he said he'd be glorifying us. Take someone like myself, Tyler, who ain't went to no seminary college, but could break down the mysteries of the Most High. It has to be of him. You know what I'm saying? Because it would be sealed to us too. And y'all, this is not granted to Satan's children. Okay? Exactly. That's why they don't have any authority to teach out our records, according to the scriptures. Go ahead.
Verse 12. Salakia, the middle of verse 11. As the words of a book that is sealed, which men deliver to one that is learned, saying, read this, I pray thee.
Go to the pastor. Hey, I read it the seventh day. Why we go to church on the first day? Get it.
And he said, I cannot.
Hey, the Sabbath is any day. Any day you want to serve the Most High. Okay? The law done away with. Okay, go ahead.
For it is sealed. And the book is delivered to him that is not learned, saying, read this, I pray thee. And he said, I am not learned. Wherefore Ahijah said,
that's white man's book. It's white man's book, man. Kill that Bible.
It's been tampered with.
No, but this is the thing that they say. You got a book because they cannot understand the Bible. So they just quote things that people have told them. That's a lie. That's lies. Go ahead.
For as much as this people draw near me with their mouth and with their lips do honor me, but have removed their heart far from me, and their fear toward me is taught by precept of men.
See that? Precepts of men.
Two precepts and buckets of money.
The precepts of men are the doctrines, are the commandments of men.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Bucket of money.
That's it. Bucket of money. Right? Celebrate Christmas. Hey, every church is gonna be getting in on all the.
They celebrate Halloween now.
They've been doing that.
Yeah, they used to do it at my old church. They got a bunch of names for
But
it.
that's what's said. That's what they do because they don't understand the scriptures. Let's keep going. Where we at? Isaiah 51.
Oh, you weren't reading the 16?
Oh yeah.
Slakia. Verse 14. Therefore, behold, I will proceed to do a marvelous work among this people, even a marvelous work and a wonder. For the wisdom of their wise men shall perish, and the understanding of their prudent men shall be hid. Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from Ahijah, and their works are in the dark. And they say, who seeth us, and who knoweth us? Verse 16. Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed.
They did what?
Turning of things upside down.
What's bad is good. What's good is bad. Right? the higher expose everything,
Con.
right? Even said how filthy they are in their fornication. All these pastors doing these things. You're not doing this. You're not doing this in the dark. I sees all that stuff, right? Like I promise you, it's very hard for a worldly person to do good. It takes the Most High to battle Satan. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what they're talking about. It's very hard for a word person. It's almost impossible. Matter of fact, it is impossible unless, like he says, like Christ says, with men it's impossible, but with the Most High, nothing is impossible. You know what I'm saying? So you can try to do what you want to do. Eventually, Satan gonna get you violated. But let's go.
Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. For shall the work say of him that made it, he made me not? Or shall the thing framed say of him that framed it, he had no understanding?
So they understand what's right for you more so than the Most High. Right? The Most High has given us dietary law to protect us for our health. They're telling you, no, pork is the other white meat. You know what I'm saying? They're telling you, take this pill, right? Call me in the morning. Matter of fact, take these 12 pills to call me in the morning, right? But they're telling us that they know what's best for us over the Most High, right? Can the clay tell the potter anything? He molded you. So the things that the Most High said is for our benefit, for our profit, right? And the true profit of His words, like we said last week, is to prevent us from going to the pit. That's the whole premise again of this class. He's turning it back again, Jacob's captivity, right? He's trying to prevent his children from going to the pit. We started this class talking about how Satan get down. Whose world is this? How he run the world? Christ called them the synagogue of Satan. Through them, they have these meetings and they control the masses through sorcery. The Most High said, don't trust these people. Don't do nothing they do because it's evil. There's no profit in it. It's vanity. In a nutshell, what we just talked about all day today. Okay, let's go.
Isaiah.
Yeah, we're gonna do 3 more precepts when we get
51.
out of here. 51. I'm reading just to read. Isaiah 51:21. Let me stop right there. I'm gonna stop right here. When we do this, I'm gonna go 51 to 52:15. We're gonna stop. Y'all there? 51:21 to 52:15. It reads, therefore hear now this, thou afflicted and drunken, but not with wine. What's the title of this class? Should inherit God's kingdom, right? Right? You got to be awake to know where you're going. You got to be sober, right? To be sober minded. Therefore, hear this now. Now this. Therefore, hear this now. I'm still saying it wrong. Therefore, hear now this. Thou afflicted. We are afflicted people and a drunken people, spiritually, but not with wine. Thus says Ahijah, and thy God that pleaded the cause of his people. Behold, I have taken out of thy hand the cup of trembling, even the dregs of the cup of my fury. Thou shalt no more drink it again, but I will put it into the hand of them that afflict thee. Remember we read that a little while ago? Which have said to thy soul, bow down, that we may go over. And thou hast laid thy body as the ground and as the street to them that went over. You see what Most High said about our foolishness? Because you want to be like these people, they have ran over you. You have bowed down them as the ground, as a
Sidewalk.
sidewalk, or you know what I mean, or mat. That's why our people are suffering. They're walking all over us, according to the Most High. Because we said, bow down to them. Let's put them above us and be like them. 52, verse 1. Remember we were drunk, right? The highest saying, awake, awake. Put on thy strength. Put on Christ. O Zion, right? Put on thy thy beautiful garments. So get all that filth off of you. All the sin. All the being like the heathen. Put on your beautiful garments. The garments that you receive when you get baptized. Put on that. Repent. Get in the water. Be no more drunken. O Jerusalem, the holy city, for henceforth there should no more come into the uncircumcised and the unclean. From henceforth there should no more come into the unclean. From henceforth there should no more come to thee the uncircumcised and the unclean. We talked about that earlier about them calling us, right? They're calling us to death. He said, awake, get baptized, put on Christ. From henceforth, don't let them come over with their garbage and you don't go over there. Follow my statutes, all my statutes, my laws, and my judgment, my commandments. That's what he's saying. Shake thyself from the dust. You bet. Take that thing off. Boom, boom. Shake up all that filth. Right? Arise and sit down, O Jerusalem. Loose thyself from the bands of thy neck, O captive daughters of Zion. Y'all hear? Captive daughters of Zion. Right? Quit buying into their lives. Take that dust off you. For thus says the Highest, ye have sold yourselves for naught. You have prostituted yourselves for nothing. O daughters of Zion. Let's deal with the daughters of Zion for me. The queens of the earth. Zion is the city of Ahia, the city of the king. Okay? O daughters of Zion, shake off the dust. We have sold ourselves to these people. Realize who you are and be that. For thus says the Highest, ye have sold yourselves for naught, and ye should be redeemed without money. Right? See, our redemption can't be paid for with money. For thus says the Highest, ye have sold yourselves, up in verse 4. For thus says the Highest, my people went down aforetime into Egypt to sojourn there, and the Assyrians oppressed them without cause. Verse 5. Now therefore, what have I here, says the Highest, that my people is taken away for naught? They that rule over thee make them to howl. Are we not crying out like a wolf? Says the Highest, and my name continually every day is blasphemed by our conduct. How we conduct ourselves, we're blaspheming our Father. And the nations are blaspheming our God. Verse 6, therefore my people should know my name. Therefore they should know in that day that I am he that do speak. Behold, it is I. How beautiful upon the mountains are the feet of him that bring good tidings. That's what's going on, y'all. That's the gospel. The good tidings is called the gospel. So Highest saying, how beautiful the feet of my soldiers that are bringing forth the gospel.
Come.
That publish peace. I just spoke about if the churches were telling the truth, they'll publish peace. You're telling the slaves that their kingdom is not. Yasha is their brother, look just like him. Right? But peace is coming. No more captivity. He said, you would drink this cup no more again. And Deuteronomy said, no, you won't go back in captivity no more again. That's peace. That bringeth good tidings of good, that publish salvation, that publish Yasha. That saith unto Zion, thy God bringeth. See, you said to Zion, remember, he had his people out here fishing, publishing good tidings, peace, telling our people, no, our God exists. We're suffering right now because of these curses. That's what he's talking about. We have to tell our people these things. We have to publish peace, y'all. And tell them that our God exists. Our God liveth. He, not what these people say. He don't hate us that because we're suffering. We're suffering because of the curses. Thy watchmen shall lift up the voice. I lift up the voice, y'all. This is prophecy. As Christ says today, this scripture is fulfilled. This is prophecy. Ahia set us as watchmen to warn our people, to wake up, to inform our people. With the voice together, they should sing. Roland, he told me right now. For they should see eye to eye. See, that's what we mean. We're seeing eye to eye. We're serving the same God. Right? Those on the outside of us don't want to see eye to eye and serve our God, let them be. We try at a later day. Right? But we're seeing eye to eye. This is prophecy, what Ahia is saying right now. We're seeing eye to eye. We'll come back to him. We desire to serve him, to please him. Right? When Ahia should bring again Zion. Break forth into joy. Sing together. Ye waste place of Jerusalem. For Ahia have comforted his people. He has redeemed Jerusalem. He has comforted us, y'all, on a minute scale. I have comfort that I know who I am, I know my God, I know this and that, and I know y'all do too. In a world where I'm just knowledge, I was not comforted. He comforted with the Holy Spirit as he promised through Yahshua, right? Teaches us all things. That's comfort. Knowing that, hey, this captivity ain't nothing. It's most over with. That's comforting. Really believing in that. Ahia hath made bare his holy arm in the eyes of all the nations. And all the ends of the earth shall see the salvation of the Most High. Right? When Yahshua comes, all the nations will see Yahshua. Depart ye, go ye out from thence. He's telling you, depart from the nations. Okay? Depart from the nations. Be ye clean, that bear the vessels of the Most High. For ye should not go out with haste. Now we're talking about something different. I just don't speak simple like that. They will come. I think we can get in here. Speaking about fleeing, I think it's going to cover this right here.
You in 11, I think.
I missed it?
Yeah.
I talked about getting first for us to go, we got to be clean, right? But check it out, right? I think this is the scripture here where he's going to show that when he does this, when we flee, we'll know it's of the Most High. Okay? So let's get it back. Depart ye, go ye out from this. Okay? To desire to go, you got to be done with the nations, though. You can't be Lot's wife. Okay? Touch no unclean thing. Because remember, if you touch an unclean thing, we die. Okay?
That's in the wilderness.
Go ye out of the midst of her, be ye clean, that bear the vessels of the Most High. For ye should go out, you should not go out with haste, nor go by flight, for a higher will go before you. This is what I was talking about, right here. So when we do flee, remember we told this, Elijah? When I'm saying y'all, stop talking to you, I'm talking to y'all though. When they get on the airplane, going here, going there. Yeah, or passport stuff. I said I don't know how it happened, but according to the scriptures, every time we flee, a high put send the angels speak before us. And when we do go, we would know that it's of the Most High. So all this doing it ourselves, like how I thought I was gonna do last year, that's not of the Most High. Okay, I was young, thought I was doing something, and High told me, "No, sit your butt down and teach these people."
I've been waiting for this one.
Right, but this is going to show you that when we do leave, the Most High will guide us. Okay, so that's what it says, verse 12. So we will not go in haste like we did in Egypt. Okay, for ye should not go out with haste, nor go by flight. For a higher will go before you, and the God of Israel will be your reward, your reward. Okay. As many were astounded at thee, his vicious was so. Hey, I'm sorry. Behold, my servant shall deal prudently. Talking about Yeshua. Okay. He shall be exalted and destroyed, and be very high. As many were astounded at thee, his vicious, his face was so marred more than any man, and his form more than the sons of men. So shall he sprinkle many nations. The kings shall shut their mouths at him. For that which had not been told them shall they see, and that which they had not heard shall they consider. Y'all want to keep going for a minute? Let's get it. Y'all don't want to came at 5:30. Last precept then. Ezekiel chapter 20. Right. Verse 7. No, y'all, you know what? Let's stop it right here. Okay, well, get it. I'm sorry. That's what's up. I go all day now. Be easy now. Get it. Get it. No, get it. Get it.
Right here, the book of Enoch, chapter 104, verse, it's kind of hard because it's like verse 9.
No, get it. She can read it.
Well, here you go. Verse 10. Okay. For all your lying, all your godlessness, issue not in righteousness, but in great sin. And now I know this mystery, that sinners will alter and pervert the words of righteousness in many ways, and will speak wicked words, lie, and practice great deceits, and write books concerning their words. But when they write down truthfully all my words in their languages, and do not change or diminish out from my words, but write them all down truthfully, all that I first testified concerning them. Then I know another mystery, that books will be given to the righteous, and the wise to become a cause of joy and uprightness and much wisdom. And to them shall the books be given, and they shall believe in them and rejoice over them, And then shall all the righteous who have learned therefrom all the paths of uprightness to be recompensed.
Come. The book of Jasher.
That kind of ties in with earlier when we were talking about how
Many books.
how the mystery to the past and how it's sealed up to upright. Those books will be given as a cause of joy. And then when we just that we was reading talking about comfort. I see that in that as well.
That's comfort.
How they
We believe in our records, right? The ones who have the Spirit of the Most High will love our records. They will love their books. And they would be deceived. So, thanks for that. Book y'all. Let's get it. Verse 7, chapter 20.
Wait. Oh, okay.
Then said I unto them, cast ye away every man the abominations of his eyes, and defile not, remember it said, be you clean?
Mm-hmm.
And defile not yourselves with the idols of Egypt. So the idols of your land. Egypt is house of bondage.
Mm-hmm.
I am a higher your God. But they rebelled against me, and were not hearkening unto me. They did not every man cast away the abominations of their eyes. And that's what we got to be careful of, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
We hear this word, but we still holding on. Okay? Huh?
The abominations of their eyes.
Thing they desire.
Ain't that something?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The word look good to them, man. People in this room. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. So, the abomination in their eyes, the thing they desire of the other nations.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's what people are saying. This is a spiritual thing, man. What we do, a fallen angel, a God, is in reverence.
Mm-hmm.
You can only serve one master at a time, my brother.
It's crazy how the focus is so strong on that heart and that spirit. He said, the abominations of the eyes, like that is hit hard right there because you like, I don't even want you thinking about it. Cast it away.
Cast it away.
Don't put it before your eyes.
It's like I told Roland a long time ago, right, when I first met him. Roland know where I'm going with this at the gym. Right? She came in there, Satan brought her in the gym. I ain't seen us, right? You know, I told Roland, watch me like I'm watching her. You know what I mean? So he's trying to see, he was looking, but I know he's watching me. I said, Roland, the difference between you and I is that you look at it as it's a beautiful thing. It is a beautiful thing. But to me, it's death. See, it's an abomination to the eyes. You know what I'm saying? If I lust after that and desired that and went forth to that, that's death to me. We'll make that to class, because you'll be all day with it. What?
I just want to say that lady was kind of strange, though. We never saw her again.
Right. Say you brought her in there.
You know that, though?
Look here.
What's up with her?
Right before, look here. Right before Isaac died, Sarah was trying to find him. Satan appeared to Sarah as an old man. See what I'm trying to say? So Satan comes in all kind of flashes, shapes, and forms, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm trying to tell you. It was a time that I could have stumbled you if that was my heart's desire. This brother's the same with these pastors out here. You know what I'm saying? But that's how we gotta see the customs of the nations, man, as death. You know what I'm saying? No other way. So it says, verse 8, but they rebelled against me and were not hearkening to me. Even though they heard the law, 7 commandments coming down from Moses. They did not every man cast away the abominations of the eye. The some did, most didn't. Neither did they forsake the idols of Egypt. The idols are the things that they love. Right? Anything you put before the Most High. These are all statues. The idols are the things that the nations love doing. You put that before the Most High, it's an idol. So right now in this world today, the idols are the things you love doing against the Most High. Okay? So our people heard the truth, will not let them go. Then I said, I will pour out my fury upon them to accomplish my anger against them in the midst of the land of Egypt. But I work for my name's sake, that it should not be polluted before the heathen. Moses prayed for that, right? Yeah. He said that they would say that you had taken them out of Egypt, just put them in the wilderness to destroy them because you basically, you couldn't accomplish, you know what I mean? What you tend to do. Yep. So he said, for my name's sake, I kept y'all breathing because I'm going to destroy y'all, all y'all. Oh, man.
Nah.
But I work for my name's sake that it should not be polluted before the heathen, among whom they were, in whose sight I made myself known unto them, in bringing them forth out of the land of Egypt. Wherefore I caused them to go forth out of the land of Egypt, and brought them into the wilderness. And I gave them my statutes, and showed them my judgments. What if a man do, he should even live in them. Moreover also I gave them my Sabbaths, his holy days, and today, to be a sign between me and them, that they might know that I am Ahia, that sanctified them. So he is our God that separated us from them. But the house of Israel rebelled against me in the wilderness. They walked not in my statutes, and they despised my judgments, which if a man do, he should even live in them. And my Sabbaths they greatly polluted. Then I said, I will pour out my fury upon them in the wilderness to consume them. What am I reading to? 32. Yeah. But I worked my name's sake that it should not be polluted before the heathen, in whose sight I brought them out. Yet also I lifted up my hand up unto them in the wilderness, that I may not bring them into the land that I had given them, flowing with milk and honey, which is the glory of all lands. So Israel is the glory of all lands, not Africa. Because they despised my judgments and walked not in my Sabbath. They polluted my Sabbaths, for their heart went after their idols. They polluted our holy days. They broke the Sabbaths, right? Their heart went with the nations.
Could have got them there faster, but it took them a long way to see where their heart was.
Yeah.
Exactly.
40 years.
Exactly.
40 years. So let us not just read this book. Look at ourselves. They heard the truth. They saw signs, everything. We hear the truth.
Yeah. Exactly.
But are we doing the same things? Right? So, verse 16, because they despised my judgments. This how when we say we do our own thing, how he said we despise his judgment. We will not consider the things that he told us to do and make sound decisions and do what's right. Okay? So he said you despise him and walk not in my statutes, but polluted my Sabbaths, for their heart went after their idols. 17. Nevertheless, my eyes spared them from destroying them. And this is a loving God. Merciful God. Neither did I make an end of them in the wilderness, but I said unto the children in the wilderness, walk ye not in the statutes of your fathers, neither observe their judgments, nor defile yourselves with their idols. I am Ahia your God. Walk in my statutes and keep my judgments and do them, and hallow my Sabbaths. And they shall be a sign between me and you, that ye may know that I am Ahia your God. Notwithstanding, the children rebelled against me. All the stuff he kept doing for us. We took no heed. They walked not in my statutes, neither kept my judgment to do them. Remember, we were drunk. Which if a man do, he should even live in them. They polluted my Sabbaths. Then I said, I will pour out my fury upon them, to accomplish my anger against them in the wilderness. Nevertheless, I withdrew my hand, and worked for my name's sake, that it should not be polluted in the sight of the heathen, in whose sight I brought them forth. I lifted up my hand unto them also in the wilderness, that I would scatter them among the heathen, and disperse them through the countries, because they had not executed my judgments, but had despised my statutes, and had polluted my Sabbaths, and their eyes were after their father's idols. Wherefore I gave them also statutes that were not good, and judgments whereby they should not live. So he let them do what he let them go. And I polluted them in their own gifts, in that they caused to pass through the fire all that opened the womb. Right? So that's something with us. When we're struggling with change, and we don't want to change, because Most High has given us up to our own lust. He tried. He's not going to force us to serve him. Right? So Satan has the mastery over us at that time. Right? So, it says, where we at?
I might make them to know
Where we at?
right after the womb, 26. Yeah.
So it says, and I polluted them in their own gifts, and that they cause to pass to the fire all that open the womb. So we're teaching our children the same, to love the same things that our fathers love, to do the same things. That's casting their sons and daughters into the fire, right? That I may make them desolate, to the end that I may make known that I am a higher. Therefore, son of man, speak into the house of Israel and say unto them, what are we going to? 32? 32. 32. And say unto them, thus says the higher, yet in this your fathers have blasphemed me, in that they have committed a trespass against me. For when I had brought them into the land, for the which I lift up my hand to give it to them, then they saw every high hill and all the thick trees, and they offered their sacrifice. So all the beautiful so-called temples and stuff of nations, they was doing their worship. They saw them and admired that, and they went there. And there they presented the provocations of their offering. There also they made their sweet savor, their sacrifice, and they poured out their drink offerings. When I said unto them, what is the high place whereunto ye go? And the name thereof is called Bama unto this day. Wherefore say unto the house of Israel, thus says the high, are ye polluted after the manner of your fathers, and committed ye whoredom after their abominations? For when ye offer your gifts, when you make your sons to pass through the fire, ye pollute yourselves with all your idols, even unto this day. And shall I be inquired of by you? So while we teaching our children, while we're not following laws and commandments and letting our children do these holy days and be of the world, break the Sabbath because it's a football game or a basketball game. We send our son and daughter into the fight. So how is asking, should I listen to you when I done told you so? Should I listen to you? O house of Israel, as I live, says the Most High, I will not be inquired of by you. And that which cometh into your mind should not be at all. And that which come into your mind should not be at all. So whatever you're imagining should not be at all. That ye say, we will be as the heathen. Y'all get it? That shouldn't even come into your mind. We are his. Royalty. As the families of the countries to serve wood and stone, a dumb thing. So that should come into our mind. We're going to stop right there. So let us not be drunken continuously with the wine of the whore. Take heed to the Most High's counsel, y'all. So take a deep breath. Church out. Let's eat. Let's close in prayer. Oh, got communion, y'all. Did you bring the wine open?
Yeah. The opener you tell me bring the opener.
I said the wine open.
You said the aerator.
And
You did not say the opener.
Okay.
Bring it on.
I would have thought you had the opener. You said bring
Is it
the
one here,
aerator.
sis? Is it one here? It should be one here.
You took the one that you left.
I did.
You took that one first.
Who gave the skills to open the wine? I used to.
You can take a key and push it in if somebody's strong enough to push the cork in.
Do it midnight? You want to do it? You can do it. You want to do it? Sis, is it knife? You got knife? No knife? She had a corkscrew. Okay, good. Good. We good.
All right now.
That's good.
All right.
Communion is only for the baptized adults who are in Christ. Okay.